Good evening, beautiful ladies, wonderful gentlemen, boys and girls. Let me see something real quick. Do I have a spot where I can put? Let me see something. I want to see. I want to see. Nope. Dang it. Nope. Nope. All right. I just wanted to see if I can hook this up to my laptop. I was hoping, but that's not the case. Nope. This is a good one. This is a good one. Yeah, we're going to discuss something that's very important. Shout out to Q Brother. He's going to be my topic for a little bit because of the platform he focused on. He had a panel. He had a discussion on the war on black men, and I myself, I believe that there's a war on black men, and I'm saying that we must rise. Black men rise, original rebel. You know what I'm saying? So, with me believing that, and then when I see other soldiers out there, other men who is in the alliance and in agreement with what I believe, it's important for me to join forces in any type of way, even if it's showing some type of support. So, with that being said, we're going to discuss the war on black men, and we're going to really get down and dirty in regards to what are some tactics that's being used against us with war, with some of the warfare that we're up against. And we're going to come up with solutions for us to avoid getting into combat with a lot of the distractions of this war, because there's a lot of warfare that's coming down on us, but they really just distractions from the major battle that we must really engage in. So we will have so many distraction attacks. We've been attacked with distractions, and these distractions themselves, you know what I'm saying, they are getting us off a course of the real battle, the real war. So it's important for us to know what's war. And that's why I'm here tonight. So today's topic is the war was analyzing Q Brothers Live on the war on black men. And the reason why I'm saying we're going to analyze it, because a lot of black men don't really want to talk about some of the battles that's taking place amongst us because it's sensitive. Well, I'm the one to talk about it. It's not that I'm insensitive, but it's just that I'm sensitive to the nature of being a man. And being a man and being in the war, we have to be able to identify what is hurting us in that war. What's hurting us in this battle, in this war. And it's ourselves. I ain't just talking about man, I'm talking about ourselves. I'm talking about the race itself. And we are destroying ourselves in this battle. For example, I'm doing a live right now in regards to the war on black man, and someone else is doing a live attacking the black man. They will probably have 5 to 1,000 people watching in goofiness, while when we're talking about there's a war on black men and how we need to really be engaged in the conversation about this, and how we really need to truly be realizing that it's time for us to rise up. We don't have that conversation. We're not engaging in that dialogue. We are looking for the laughter. Ha ha, hee hee, ho ho. We're looking for that. We're looking for all the people who can make us ha ha, hee hee, ho ho's, but yet and still, we're not understanding that that's not going to get us our money. That's not going to get us our justice. That's not going to get us our freedom. Only thing that's going to do is get us a couple more views. And if you're living your life because of the views, then you need to hang yourself. So, before I go any further, I want to hear this track. I actually want to hear this track. And so I'm going to go to Q Butter's intro. Go and subscribe to this man's channel. Support his school. And support the red, black, and green. And support his music. So right now I'm going to give him 2 seconds of putting his music out so you guys can hear some of his beats, some of his tracks, some of his words. I like the way this come in, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, this is that theme music, you know what I'm saying? That warrior music. It's time. Reparations. Salute. Yeah, I just wanted to, shout him out with his music real quick. Because, saying that when I went to his live and I heard it, I heard that track, I was like, okay, that's just a little fire, you know what I'm saying? And so I had to drop him in the comment section, let him know that, I was feeling that track. And then actually I seen another woman, she was even saying she was bumping that shit, you know what I'm saying? So we gotta give props when we need to give props, and salute when we need to salute. And we also need to curve when we need to curve, and we need to check what we need to check when it's time to check it. And so that's why it's important for me to figure out ways to be able to check our problems. So I was blessed to be able to come across this individual and her channel and her message. And I don't know, like I say, this phone is really becoming alive. You know what I'm saying? It's really becoming alive. It listens too much. It hears too much. You know what I'm saying? It knows too much. We speak too much around this phone, and then it becomes part of our minds.
The holidays are here, and Dick's Sporting Goods has the best gifts for the whole family. Like the trendiest styles from Colleen,
I ain't even
the latest
pressed
ones
it.
from Burt's, and DSG's
You understand what I'm saying? And so the phone itself be listening to conversation. The next thing you know, stuff be popping up on my phone. So this young lady, I guess she heard me in conversation in regards to my personal life. And out of nowhere, she comes in and she's delivering messages. And so it was just perfect timing because the war on black men starts, it's internal first. It's within themselves, and then it's within the household, the family, the community. But it's internal before it's a war from the outside. The only way they can really invade is if you have show weakness. And because our war is internal first, that's the weakness. We have to really tighten up ourselves, whether it's just us mentally, physically, as an individual, or if it's us as a family, or if it's us as a community. But it's important for us to fix us and prepare us for the war. And one of the things is acknowledging when, like, we are in war, acknowledging the fact is that we are battling certain things, and we battle ourselves, we battle our family, battling relationships. And once we can deal with that and heal with that, then when we realize it's time for us to fight this war, we end it in one day because we do it together. So I have a message to our women, but it's not my message, but I do have a message. The funny thing is, I don't even know if I shared the screen with that video. I don't even know if you guys heard that video, that song. So I'm actually going to play it again.
These
Shout out to Q Brother with this track right here.
I keep protection for mine. You will not touch with his lines. I do not play with my shine. Caution, wait. Please do not play with my mind. I do not play with my line. Wait. I keep protection for mine. You will not touch with his mind. I do not play with my shine. Caution, look in my face. Pay me respect. Please do not play with my line. If you want face, what you gon' get? Shit that can bury your mind. All that's at stake. Where is my check? Need everything.
Where's that check? Reparation.
Put you in check. Stop it, if it's in the ground. They mad that these niggas done woke up and now all our visions to go.
We woke up.
Get us caught up. Yeah, that is the mission to go. Staying on cold. Some of y'all doing too much. Straight up be looking like hoes. Never gonna grow. Can't count on you in trust. Most of y'all doing the most. Like this is a show. Doing it for entertainment. All you're doing it all you're doing it to sit at the table with crackers who work in your mouth. I don't play with enslavement. These are the days of the South. These days we play differently. This was black and brown.
Let's go.
I said there's no time for no friends. Either you with us against us, don't switch it, cause one of us die in the end. Hey. I'm keeping my eye on the lens. Watching the ops despising the picture cause they wanna see the one end. Hey, caution, wait. Please do not play with my mind. Hey, I do not play with my lines. Wait, I keep protection for mine. You will not touch what is mine. I do not play with my shine. Caution, wait. Please do not play with my mind. Hey, I do not play with my lines. Wait, I keep protection for mine. You will not touch what is mine. I do not play with my shine. Caution.
Right now, what's ours? Ours right now, what we got to focus on is our family, our dignity, our pride. So, ladies and gentlemen, there's this young lady. I really hope that she actually, she deserves. To be honest, I like the platform the way it is. To be honest, her platform might be better the way it is. It's like we can go to mainstream. We can get like a chair and a cup and a mug, and we can have our little hot topics, and we can have our own talk show on channel 4 or 5 or 2 or 7, whatever channel you watch them on. But I say that it's best with us that we keep utilizing this platform and staying safe. Support these networks that we are on. Support, these people who are content creators. Support them. And I really say support them because it's either we support them and keep them as pure as they can be, or we allow them to go into the system and get corrupted and get stained with the blood sacrificing and all the other wickedness. You know what I'm saying? That's important, folks. So I'm asking you to really support those individuals out there who is putting out good content. And there's this young lady who, like I said, she just came out of nowhere. I don't know who she is. I don't know why she came on my phone, but I'm really grateful that she did because I like listening to her messages because her message is to our women, our black women. And it's like she's speaking on behalf of black men. And it's good when you have women speaking on behalf of you because it takes away the pressure of you looking like you're trying to force something on them. And she's very attractive. That makes it even better. You know what I'm saying? She's not like some old thirsty bum chick who, she's just, y'all could say, you thirsty, you just trying to get a man. No, and she's married. So there's no way that the women can come at her for what she's saying without them sound like they are really big haters. So shout out to this young lady. And I'm going to share the screen and put this up there because, like I said, there's a war going on outside no man's safe from. And the reason why he's not safe because it's an internal war. And it's hard to be safe from an internal war because there's no escaping. So I'm going to go to this right here. Hopefully you guys can hear it. I'm going to play at least like 10 minutes.
So I came across a comment that I missed yesterday, and it was actually in a super chat from Ramses7. So shout out to Ramses7, and shout out to all of you guys. I missed a lot of you guys' donations yesterday, but that's why I do my best to go back and try to rewatch our playbacks just so I can keep up with, what my crown heads are saying. And in the super chat, Ramses7 brought up something that was extremely interesting to me. And he said that Tyrese's, the singer, what more do you want from me? His soon-to-be ex-wife said that she wanted to divorce him due to him working too much.
And once again, this woman, she has a channel. She has a nice large amount of people who's observing her. Her topic right now is when many women can't handle masculine, productive, providing men. Many women can't handle masculine, productive, providing men. And that's the problem. That's the issue. That's the war that many women can't handle. And so when you can't handle something, most of the times you either leave it, walk away, or you fight it. You try and rebuke it. You try to find ways to defend yourself against it. But what are they defending themselves against? The same thing that they want. You want a masculine man. You want a productive man. You want to provide a man. But yet and still, you fight and you go against it. And that's one of the internal wars that we have. And that internal war must be identified in order for us to really solve this problem. But first, you have to hear it and you have to understand. You have to analyze. You have to break it down. You have to really recognize that there is that issue. So, Danica, let them know.
And this, unfortunately, is due to the fact that a lot of these basic bitches, okay, they're used to dealing with broke men that do not have a lot going on for themselves. And so it's extremely easy for them not to be preoccupied with other things that are bringing in money or just adding on to a strong, healthy, sturdy foundation. See, and I hate that I have to do this, but we gotta be real. There are a lot of women out there that are used to dealing with unproductive men. And not only are these men unproductive, but they are extremely weak and docile to the point where the man is actually the one that is latching on to the woman and eating off of her and surviving off of her, right? Unfortunately,
so many women used to that.
A lot of us deal with men that are not ambitious, that do not have things going on for themselves.
Hope you guys can hear.
That don't have any financial security or stability, and they're aimless drifters, is what I like to call them. And due to these guys being this way, we could find ourselves in these relationships with these losers, is what they are. Being able to find ourselves spending a lot of time with them, or bossing them around and telling them what they need to do, and getting them to actually fall in line with whatever rules and regulations and guidelines that we see fit for them as men, because after all, they're not really men at all.
And it's funny she even said that, because think about the Georgia candidate Stacey Abrams. That's how she, that's how, drawing up the platform for us, because we don't know how to think about, or we don't know what to think we deserve. Like, it's like so many women have dealt with so many young boys, or little boys, or old boys, you know what I'm saying? And they realize that I have to think for him, I have to do for everything for him, that's what all men is. But all men is not that. Most men are not that. The majority of the men really are masculine men. It's just that the world is taking away our masculinity by giving the power to the women. And when you do that, it's breaking the man down. And so when the man stands up and be strong, now he's controlling. So we really are in a point where we really are walking on eggs. You know what I'm saying? Not eggshells, but we're walking on the eggs. And we must be careful because we don't know who's going to crack and how they're going to crack. And we cracking one another and we cracking each other just because of power struggling. You know, like it was like the power. So when these women are dealing with these type of weak men, these men done gave those women so much power, and they also gave these women babies, and you done dealt with them like 6 years, 7 years, 9 years of your life, and it's your baby daddy. And you've been dealing with this type of boy, this type of man for so long, and now when you come across the masculine, productive man, you don't know how to handle him because if he stands up outside the condition that you was in, it looks like he's controlling, but no, he's actually masculine, and that's the problem. And so a lot of these women come on these panels, and they talking to men on panels that they don't even know. And they talk to men on these panels, and they used to talk to boys in their hood. They used to talk to boys in their family. They used to talk to boys in their schools. They used to talk to boys that they dealt with. But then when they talk to these men, they don't know how to deal with them. And when these men are dealing with them, it disrupts their whole equilibrium and they fall. And next thing you know, they want to become victim. As opposed to just understand, like, yo, you talk to a different breed of men. These are men now. They M&Ms, they masculine men. Masculine men is different than the little boys that y'all deal with. We don't have time. We ain't trying to listen to you. It ain't about us being toxic with, you know, that or the masculinity that y'all always want to say that we don't want to listen to. Is that we ain't listening to that shit because that shit's way over that way, and that's only going to go that way and further that way, and that's nowhere near the topic. That's nowhere near the issue. That's nowhere near solving the problem. That's you just trying to reach for another problem, to reach for another problem, to reach for a problem. And at the very end, all it was a big argument of problems, and we didn't solve shit. And the issue that really originally derived, we never even talked about it because all we did was went to that problem, this problem, and you did this and you did this. What was we originally talking about? Oh, okay. Reparations? How the hell we get all the way over here? Oh, because you black men always talk about reparations. Y'all need to do that. How we get there? We talk about reparations. And so, like I say, masculine men don't really allow things to go too far because we ain't got the time or the ear or the head for that shit. A lot of the little boys, they do because they like the drama. They like the back. No, shut up. Stupid. Why you go that level? Because I want it to be done. It's over with. Oh, you want to fight? You don't? You'll shut up then. You don't have to shut up, but shut up. Sit back and think about what you're saying. Oh, you're abusive. No. I'm going to call a witch out for a witch. That's masculine men. They're not trying to sugarcoat shit because they want you to drop a donation in their box. They're going to call you out for like, yo, listen up. We don't got time for that right now. And that's the war. And so let this young lady keep going because you might think that she's really downplaying me. No. Because like I said, you got women, you have girls, you have females, you have women, you have ladies. She talked the same talk. I never met her. But we have men and we have males. A lot of you women deal with males. Males just got their penis in their hands. Men are different.
Many women cannot handle men that are masculine, productive providers. Masculine men, for one, They're gonna call the shots. Hold on. Masculine men are going to call the shots. This is one of the biggest reasons why a lot of women really cannot handle a masculine man. He's going to be the one that is in control. And on top of that, masculine men do not tolerate disrespect. Masculine men come with rules and guidelines for women to follow. This is why a lot of women can find themselves being turned off or intimidated by masculine men. Masculine men oftentimes get accused of being controlling, abusive, and toxic. And it's all because a lot of us females of today cannot handle a man with authority. Ooh. Did you just say that, Vic? I did.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of us cannot handle men that are authoritative figures.
I say that all the time.
So when we encounter these type of masculine men, we will find ourselves becoming very coward-like and sabotaging those very relationships. Thank you, Eugene. I'll read that in a second.
She said very coward-like.
Once we find ourselves in these relationships with masculine men, we see that he does not just go along with whatever we want him to go along with.
Because he chased your coochie, no.
We see that these masculine men have to approve. Ooh. These masculine men have to approve of things first. We find that these masculine men have the final say. He has to. A lot of us do not like that. We will run. We will flee away from him, and we will accuse him of being everything toxic under the sun because we can't handle them. We're not used to men being men.
I grew up with my father. I grew up.
And oftentimes, you guys, you'll find that these same females will run away from these masculine men, and they're right back into the arms of a simp lollipoppy or a guy that does not have a lot going on for himself because he's easier to deal with. He doesn't come with rules and regulations and guidelines to live by.
I got text messages to say the same thing that she just said.
He does not really require his woman to fall in line because at the end of the day, the woman is the one that is the leader to begin with. I'm not going to be intimidated. Thank you, Chris. I'm not going to be intimidated by a male that I can run over. So you'll find that a lot of the women will leave a masculine man because she's intimidated by him and going to a weaker man, right? Because he is what is familiar to her. He is what's comfortable to her lifestyle, to her genetically modified ways and actions. This is the
war on black men.
Even though, here's the catch to it though, you guys. We can hit 200. Y'all like the video. Thank you. Let Tony back speak. I'll read that in a second as well. The catch to it though, you guys, is although a lot of these females of today cannot really handle a masculine man, and they will a lot of the times revert back or go back to what they know, which is a very weak man, a very docile man, a man that can be controlled. The catch to it though is they don't like those men either. This is why you'll find a lot of these modern day females in a pickle. They're dealing with, let me put it like this, they're battling with
this is the war.
Their genetically modified modern day female ways and their natural organic female nature.
Okay.
My GMO female qualities and traits in nature is telling me you need to get away from any man that is masculine because he's going to be in control. He's going to call the shots.
That's the war.
You cannot place him in this corner to where you can boss him around. You need to get away from a man that is threatening your position of being the quote unquote boss.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Anything that threatens your position of being the boss becomes a threat, and you battle that. And that's the war that we as black men are facing, because white America knows that. And so because the white supremacy, they've been, in controlling us for so long, since slavery, and analyzing and breaking down and doing the statistics on us. They know that that's a trigger point for you, that power now. So they know that if they fund any and everything that supports you in that mission, that's the way that we can destroy this black man. So we will support and fund everything of you to make you battle and war against your men. So we will fund minority businesses for women. We will fund nonprofit organizations for women. We will put commercials out there for independency for women. We will make the music and promote the music, distribute the music of being an independent, strong woman, black women especially. We will put Black Girls Rock out. We will put out all these things and all these shows and showcase the power of beauty of being a woman, because that's the war on the black man. Take away his power, take away him being the boss in the family. Because once we can do that and we can eliminate him, then we conquer the household, we conquer the seed, we conquer the children, and then we got our new plantation going again, and we can keep putting up this breed of black people. At the same time, decrease their population because they're not even engaging in activity anymore. They're not even engaging in love, marriage. It's all gone. Population control. So once you can grasp that root, which is the root of creating boss women, so that they can boss over the man, so the man can decrease in his level of being a man, and then we can conquer the families. Let me go to something real quick, so that you guys don't think I am bugging. Because the other day I did a live, and this live was on the war. It was on Q Brothers, the war on black men. And there was an individual, she came on the panel.
There was not nail gun in the black community, not anywhere, whatever,
Black women see what black man live.
But I think sometimes when we could make someone a kind of a hero type, we want to stand on that and stick by that, because I just think that Farrakhan,
what's going on, but they make money off of the system.
So I'm going to share this other clip. So that was the. Let me let her say that one last part again. What was she saying, dear? And let me let her say that one last part again.
You need to get away from him, from any man that is masculine, because he's going to be in control. He's going to call the shots. You cannot place him in this corner to where you can boss him around. You need to get away from a man that is threatening your position of being the quote-unquote boss. You need to get away from him. That is what the GMO female nature is telling you.
Okay.
And let's be real, that GMO female nature is in more abundance, especially when you're dealing with a lot of the females up to date. It's more in abundance within her than the natural organic female nature.
Understand?
To where the natural organic female nature tells you you need to get with a man that is masculine and assertive and no nonsense, that can lead you and guide you and direct you, that can check you, boo, right? That can guide you in a way to where you're even being protected from your damn self.
See,
you need to be under the leadership of a man that knows more than you, that is doing better than you in life.
This is the natural woman.
So that you can again have the necessary stability, security, and freedom as a woman that you need. Right? If I have me a masculine man in my life, by him being somebody that is wise and intelligent and structured and well thought out, well planned, he's going to grant me with a certain freedom that I wouldn't otherwise have without him. Because due to him having a certain knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, he can navigate me away from danger. That gives me a new level of freedom. Are y'all following me with that? Whereas if I'm with this aimless drifter of a man, of a male, let's not be disrespectful to the
which
men.
most women be with.
He doesn't really know how to navigate or guide him damn self out of harm's way. So my freedoms, even within that type of relationship, is going to only go so far. It's going to be restricted. And I very well may fall victim or prey to even more hazardous situations due to the male that I'm with.
The male she's with.
He doesn't have enough knowledge, wisdom, and understanding to tell me, hey, no, don't do that. That can hurt you. No, don't do that. That can kill you. Oh, no, don't do that. That's not good for you.
Man who does that,
masculine men, they know how to do that very well. Oh, no, baby. I see that play 10 miles away. Don't go that way. Go this route. It's easier.
Situation.
It's better. It's healthier.
No.
It's safer. The whole nine.
Safer.
So you have that internal conflict going on,
which is the internal war.
And because the genetically modified modern day female nature is reigning supreme within a lot of us today, we will lean more towards what that GMO nature is telling us versus what the natural organic female nature is telling us, which is again telling us, hey, you need a man. You need a masculine man. You need a man to check you. You need a man to guide you. You need a man to protect you. You need a man that is in control of you. Oh, shit. Whoopsie.
Did she say that?
But once again, my GMO nature is reigning too much supreme within me. So instead of following that natural organic way, I gotta go against that. I gotta go to what pacifies
That's the war.
that GMO side of
If
me.
we ain't talk about that, then we are fools.
We can hit 300, y'all. Yeah, like the
Give her
video, share the
1,000.
video,
Give
and
it
subscribe. Your little big sister be
5,000.
over here dropping bars for y'all. Come on.
Yeah, give 1,000. Did y'all hear what she said? She said that the unnatural woman in women is fighting the natural woman in women, and they battle in that battle, and therefore they make the wrong choices. They don't listen to the right man. They don't want to listen to the masculine man because the unnatural woman inside her is saying that's not right. Oh, you gotta resist that. He's controlling. That's the devil. So, see, I'd like to use the right word. The demon, the devil, you know what I'm saying? The evil. Once we can start using those words, then we start being able to eliminate a lot of the battles that we have. Like I say, we can be, yo, the white man, the white man, the white man, the white man. We can jump on that all day, but if we don't go to the root issue, which is eternal, which is yourself first, and once you can defeat the internal demons, then we can be able to defeat all demons that come across us in the battles and the war. But the internal demons is the hatred that you have for yourself first, the hatred that you have for the person that you see, and then the hatred that you have for your community. And then once we can eliminate that problem, then all other devils that come before us have no chance. But you better identify this first problem. The first problem is the war that we're having amongst the man and the woman. And it's because she's having a war and a battle amongst herself, because it's a natural woman and an unnatural woman. And like I say, that comes from living an unnatural life. Fake nails, fake eyes, fake hair, fakeness, that you becoming that fake character. And the more and more you become that fake character has more control of your natural mind. And your natural mind don't be hurt no more, because the fake character is who you were living. And so many women so living the fake characters now because the hair, the nails, the eyes, the makeup. And now they become the fake character, and they going against the natural state, and they making everything that's natural become unnatural. He's controlling. That nigga ain't controlling. I told the woman 1,000 times, I said, yo, you the boss. You the boss. Tell the kids, yo, mommy's the boss. And then she have the nerve to say to me, I'm controlling. I'm like, how is that? Oh, you controlling because you gave me some. This is a true story. You controlling because you gave me some paper towels, and then you tell me what I'm supposed to do with the paper towels. I gave you a brand new roll of paper towels to take and put in your house. I didn't tell you to take this brand new paper towel to open it up to use in the car that we were sitting in. I already we was just using a roll of paper towels for the car. See that right there? That roll of paper towels that we're using, that we've been unraveling all this time, that we've been using, that's for the car. The paper towel I gave you was for your house. Why are you going to open that up to waste it in the car when we already have a pack that's open? Oh, you control. You trying to tell me what to do with the paper towels you gave me. It's only common sense. I'm not wasteful when you're being stupid. But if you want to use the word controller for that situation, then I know you're battling something on the inside. Oh, then down the road, oh, you remind me of somebody. Oh, so I remind you of somebody, so now you try and use the words that you use against him, against me, and try to make the same situation. No, girl, what's wrong? What kind of battling you doing on the inside? The hell wrong with you? And that's what we facing, black men. We facing our women intoxicating themselves with so many men and having so many different personalities in them and so many different memories and so many thoughts that they battle themselves of, am I going to conform? Am I going to be fighting? Am I going to give in? And what am I going to do? Oh, this nigga. And next thing you know, they just run away because it's too draining, because she drained herself. She drained herself out. Overload. And this is the war that we facing as black men. how to deal with our women who have an overload of anger, overload of frustration, or overload of disappointment, an overload of stress, an overload of being blessed. Because so many women, they been privileged to have so many different men and blessing them. That could be an overload. They don't know how to now come back down the ground. So it's like, no, girl, you don't deserve all that. Just because you have a fatty, that no. Now, who are you? Now she has to deal with, who am I? That's the battle, folks. And if we're not talking about that battle, we lost. Why? And I can't say why women not talking about it, because she is talking about it. This young lady is talking about it. Shout out to her. Her name is Danica. She's married. According to her, she's only had 2 men in her life. The man that she's with right now, and the first guy that she was with that for long term, that she realized, like, yo, this ain't going nowhere. She even said that she even tried to become a little help. But as she was just, because who she is, it didn't allow her to. But she was listening to the people around. She said she would listen to this and listen to her and listen to her. And they basically tell me to go, shit, go out there and give me some dick. This is the battle, folks. This is the black man's battle. It's hard for us to get our woman on court. Because they're battling themselves, and they also have a lot of peer pressure of demonic witches trying to convert her. Get over here, girl. Be a hoe, girl. Be a dot, girl. Shake your ass, girl. Twerk, girl. Use what you got to get what you want, girl. Because they trying to demonize her, because they already demonized themselves. So the more and more they can get in, the better. It's like you being out there, you being a prostitute, and then you have a cousin. Your cousin, she likes to sleep, and so you're going to get her down just so that you don't feel lonely. So now you recruiting chicks because you feeling some type of way you doing what you doing. So, but if I can get more people involved, then hey, I'm good. Especially my people's, my peers. So that's how it boils down to. Women she knows she did wrong, so she go and try and recruit as many women she can to be like her, so she don't have to feel like she's the only one. That's the battle. That's a sick, satanic battle. And once we understand and understand that battle, then we can really handle the battle with white man. But the internal battle that we have with the ones who are the bearers of the child, the seed. I'm the pipe, but you the incubator. And how you incubate these children would determine how the future will be. And that's the battle, because the last 35 years of incubation, the violence that we have on the street is because the anger and the hate that the woman have for the man itself. So therefore your child going to have hate for this man. Even though it's a boy, he still have hate for his brother man. Because that's what he's taught. To look at every other figure on the outside as your father and your enemy. Your father's your enemy. Your brother's your enemy. Only worship and idolize me, the woman. Everything else is your enemy. And so when you have that type of war that goes on in the household, look what it do. It makes the child grow up to be a little bit off in their head. That's why mental health is really real. 85% of the population of the planet has mental health issues because of the way people are taught. If you're not taught to love, you have mental health issues. If love wasn't in your house, you have mental health issues. If you grew up in a single parent household, you have mental health issues. I can debate the planet on that. Oh, you can't say, yes, I can. There's no way in life that you don't have a mental health issue growing up in a single parent household. How you don't have a mental health issue? For example, I was talking to this girl. She had 3 kids, 2 daughters and a son. And the little girl, she's telling the little girl, we don't, it's because Father's Day coming up. She's like, and she said to the little girl, oh, we don't celebrate Father's Day. How the hell that little girl is not going to have mental health issues? Your mother's telling you we don't celebrate something. Why we don't celebrate? Because we just don't. And that young lady, the little girl, her father, she would never, ever, 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 ever know, because she was born from artificial insemination. She's a test tube baby. Okay, she was artificially born, so she would never, never know her father. Extremely light skinned. I'm really thinking that her father gotta be white. So this girl went and she ordered some sperm, and she said, I wanted it to be Caucasian, thinking it'd be better for her. This is me assuming, but like I say, the baby's really, really light. So how you do that child don't have mental health issues? The son came downstairs, he went to the refrigerator, and he said, Mom, we sitting at the table, me and her was playing a video game, and he just came out of nowhere. He said, Mom, am I ever going to know who my father is? How he don't have mental health issues? He came out of nowhere. He came from upstairs. He came downstairs in the kitchen. He went to the freezer, and that was the first thing he said, Mom, am I? Because I guess he's looking at me sitting at the table with her. And so in his mind, it started talking to him. So it made him think of his father. So he says, Mom, am I ever going to meet or know who my father is? That's not a sign of mental health issues. Mommy, where Daddy at? That's not a question of mental health issues. 95% of the planet has mental health issues. That went up from 80 to 99 now, 95. So that's another war on black men. It's black people itself, it's people itself. But nah, I wanted to say black men. I wanted to just keep saying that. The one parent household is a major war on black men, because it's a teaching of hate, it's a teaching of no trust, it's a teaching of dislike, it's a teach of stress, it's a teach of despair, it's a lesson of all the above. So when you pull that family away from the family, you separate that family, that's a major war, that's a major battle. What was I trying to get to? Almost an hour in. So let me stop sharing this. Let me see one last word. What you guys say, Shirley? What's your closing remarks? Because this is 2 hours and change. I'm only 14 minutes in. She was dropping bombs all the way through.
Masculine man is going to require things from you as a woman. Not as a thought, not as a GMO female, not as a pass me chick, not as a boss bitch, not as no. I need you to do like this, be like this as a woman. And because a lot of us are so far removed from what a natural organic woman is, we get scared as fuck when a man pulls up, a masculine man pulls up requiring that. I haven't tapped into what a woman is. What do you mean you need me to do that and be that? This is unfamiliar. I don't like how I feel. I feel threatened. I feel confined. I feel restricted. I feel controlled. Let me go to this weak ass dude over here. He ain't got shit. He need me. I can control him. We can't handle masculine men. Masculine men don't play that shit. Let's go to another level and a layer. Let's get into, hold on. Let's get into the productive men. Right? Because we're breaking it all the way down. We're talking about how women can't handle masculine men, productive men, and provider men. And they swear up and down, that's the type of men I need. That's what I want. I'm a real woman. I need me a real man. Let me tell you why you can't handle what you ask for, man. Hold on. Let me scroll. Thank you, Eugene. He says the reason that females cannot handle masculine, productive provider men is because they want men to control and emasculate facts. We're gonna dive deeper into it though, because there's a lot of levels.
It's the war on black men.
Thank you, Chris. He says 6 days out the week I sleep 2 to 4 hours because I'm always grinding. Had ladies leave because the time I made for them wasn't enough. I did make time. I want to go there, Chris. Give me a second. I want to go there. Hold that thought. Thank you. Let Tony back speak. He says most women don't prepare for the day-to-day reality of the lifestyle they fantasize about. By the way, drop that D-Dom album. D-Dom is over, okay? But I appreciate you, Tony. Thank you, 1877. If she handles the housework, he's a tyrant. If he pays all the bills and does housework, he is a simp. And 50-50 equals Dusty. Cannot win. Lord, whoopsie. I hope I got everybody. If I miss anybody, I apologize. Let me say this. Because Chris said something. All right. Chris said something. Chris said he works a lot. Which
the funniest shit is that I was told that by 3, maybe 4 females who also say the same thing. Like, oh, they ask, do you have a job? I tell them I work for myself. They ask what I do, I tell them what I do. In the back of their mind, side of their mind, they don't think that I can survive all the way throughout the year. And then as I'm working, they hit me on the phone. I'm working, they hit me on the phone. Oh, you work too much. I only work like 4 to 6 hours a day. But the sad thing is that maybe they need things to do. So I try to give them something to do. And now I'm trying to control and take over their life. No, you have a whole lot of time on your hands. I have a whole lot of work. How about you take some of this workload off of me? Oh, you trying to put... No, chick, I'm trying to make life easy. I'm trying to give you something to do. I'm trying to occupy your time so the devil don't occupy your mind and time. And at the same time, we're trying to generate some type of income. If you have nothing but time, then we're going to occupy it. Once again, we talk about masculine men. I'm single. All right, so I'm going to leave you alone for a second, Danica. Shout out to anybody who's listening to this. This topic is called, this is me analyzing Q Brothers Live on the War on Black Men. And I just had to play that video right there because I want you to know what one of the battles that we as black men is having, and that battle is an internal battle with our lovely, beautiful women. That young lady that was speaking, her name Danica, you know, her thing is dope conversation. She actually be having some really dope conversation. And as you can see, she's also beautiful. She's taken, she's married, so that's a great thing as well. So I can sit there and kind of like listen to her and appreciate her that much more and not, you know, fantasize or anything of that nature. So I really like and appreciate that because it allowed me to you know hear what she's saying 100% without being caught by the beauty and shit like that. So I love the fact that this woman is married, and I love the fact that, you know, she's also supportive of men. So she gets she definitely can be labeled a queen. Like I said, I don't give the niggas just give that shit too loosely for me. I don't just queen. Nah, fuck out of here. But I give her the queen status. Salute. So we're gonna go to because we made it an hour, and I can't believe it's already an hour. Damn, man. I don't know how I could sit right here in this one spot for this long period of time and not drink something or eat something or even go take a piss. But this is what we do, folks, in order to deliver these messages. Oh, if you want, $ Icy Down 167, because we definitely are still continuously moving. Right now, I'm really drawing up my next move. I'm actually writing it out, and then we about to type it out. And then, like I got my printer right over there, we're gonna print it up. I need these ink cartridges. These ink cartridges cost a shitload of money, like $32, $33. If I go to Staples to print out one 8.5 by 11 piece of paper, that shit's damn near 23 cents now. Too much freaking money. So I bought a printer, brand new printer, and with this printer, I gotta get, you know, I got my black ink, so I gotta get more cartridges, and I gotta get a box of paper. I need a box of paper because we gotta put out these flyers. Everything with me is about, you see, if nobody knows about your online shit, so you got to put it in the regular form so people can now say, oh, okay, let me go check that out. You can do word of mouth all day, but it's good to have a piece of paper in your hand. So in order for me to get this word out, I have to be old school along with the new school. So I still need that paper. So we about to go to the topic, which is analyzing Q Brothers Live. Now, the live was on the war on black men, but I just had to put Danica up there because she's identifying one of the battles that we are having in this war. And one of the battles that we're having is our ladies are having an internal battle with themselves of trying to figure out or recognizing what they really want. Do you really want a masculine providing man? Or do you really want a simp? Do you really want some old weak punk nigga who that you can run over and be the boss on? Use all the way to the 10 years, and at the very end, then talk on him and step on his name and character as you go to the next one like a locust, you know what I'm saying? Do we do it like that? Or do we humble ourselves to the point where we allow a man to be a man and you reap all the benefits because you are being that woman? And so she was very important to identify that part of the war, because that part of the war is so important, folks. But if we try and take that part out and just keep blaming the white man for everything, after the white man, okay, here's your reparations. Here's your seat of power. Okay, you fought for it, you got it. You voted for it, you got it. You got it, man. Yo, you got it, folks. You got it. I'm gonna step back. So now, white man put his hands up and stepped back. There's no more blaming him right now. If we don't handle our internal problems of hate and war, then what? So that's what I'm saying right now. My whole thing is to really say, if we're going to go and identify a problem, let's go to the root first. And that's what a lot of people was coming on the panel and trying to do, but they was coming on the root, pointing the finger at the man and saying, you the root, you the root, you the root, you the root, you the root. But I'm saying that no, actually the root is the womb. How do the womb, how do the WOMBs feel? The womb. Are you feeling good today? Are you feeling nurturous today? Do you feel like nurturing? Do you feel like uplifting? Do you feel positive? How are you feeling? It's like I said, it's not the seed that came from it, it's not the boys running around. It's the womb. How are you feeling as it's in the belly? Do you say, yo, you know, when it's a baby boy, you say, my baby boy, you're gonna be a powerful man. You're gonna be a providing man. He's gonna be a strong masculine man. Are you nurturing him to be that? Are you saying, yo, here, baby boy, here's the baby daddy? Are you really living it like that? Because that's what's needed. Anything else after that is complete destruction. It's a war. Oh, you ain't gonna be shit. You're gonna be just like your. Oh, you ain't gonna be shit. You're gonna be just like your daddy. And then you rubbing your belly, and this is what you thinking and saying. Oh, you ain't gonna be shit. And the baby's in the belly, and you not even with the father no more. And you rubbing the belly, telling the baby you ain't gonna be shit. That's the war. And then when you have white men who's understanding that, the white power structure, the system that understands that, like I say, they're gonna fund everything to continue that battle, that war. They're gonna be like, fuck it, we're gonna put Planned Parenthood in, yo, get rid of that shit. You know what? We're gonna now fund your rights to get rid of that. Because that's the war. Oh, he's talking about abortion now. Oh, he's talking about abortion because that's the war. Abortion, look, abortion is not a woman thing. Well, abortion is a man and woman thing. Don't think, why y'all really making abortion become like a woman's issue? Like my mind's just like my mind's so far, and I'm trying to get my mouth to get with my mind but I don't want my mouth to say anything like too far fetched, too far off. But like nothing really in the world is just like a woman issue, a man issue. To be honest, I know I'm gonna go back on that one day and it sound like I'm contradictory, but nothing really is like there's only like a small percentage of things that's really man, and woman issues. It's only a few. I'm not going to really go into it, but anything that deals with man and woman doing something together, you can't just label it as a woman issue. So if me and you had sex and we brought in something together, it's like a contract, you know what I'm saying? So how is it like, you know how you have verbal contracts? It's not written. We had a sexual contract. So how would this sexual contract, this sexual contact, that made this bond, is now just become a female issue? That's why niggas are not going out there to vote, Stacy. Because y'all making a issue that's really a two-way issue really become a one-way street. Like we don't fucking matter. That's the war. Making the black man existent become non-existent. That's the war. And then you want to put blame on the white man? Okay, because then he's going to fund everything to do so. To make you become obsolete. He's gonna put the money towards it to make that happen. And don't think it's just white men, it's all other races as well. Because they want your woman, they want your spot. So you can be mad and this or keep saying white man, but I'll say right about now, any man that's not fucking black really wants your spot. If they not on the team, they want the spot. If they not on the team, they want the spot. They want the trophy, which is the females. They want the culture. So yeah, get rid of these niggas. Think I'm lying? I know I'm not lying.
And then it's 5% that's supposed to be out there doing the real work. So and it's like, in much as some of them try, their mind has been impregnated to be white. And then there's 10% of them who act like they that know what's going on, but they make money off of the system. 10%. 5% that's supposed to be out there doing the real work. So when everybody be like, where's everybody at doing the work? Why don't I see anybody doing any work? The reason why y'all don't see the work is because 5% of the people is meant to do the work. 5%. And it's not meant to, it's just that's how it just numerically breaks down.
So I just want to backtrack because I don't know the story on Herschel, but I'm just going to say like this: me being a black man, if I know I have like some skeletons in my closet, and if I don't think I'm really going to run for office, especially if I know that these skeletons are going to destroy me. So I don't know the true story of him being a wife beater or him hitting his wife or him having a fight with his wife, but that's a story that honestly should be a topic that maybe you should go check out, because we don't need to always be passing rumors just because they are being passed by white people.
Moving on. I'm not gonna sit here and argue about.
That's we talking about the black male right now.
Herschel Walker, like.
Now, story on Herschel Walker, who I don't know. I think I remember back in the days when it came out. Before he was even talk politics, they was talking about him and being wife beater, some shit like that. She was talking about Stacey Abrams and how she was going up against two niggas. That's how she came out and said two niggas. And so I'm like, huh? And then she said Herschel Walker, and I was like, damn, she really went hard. Like, and so I'm listening to like these niggas, and so I'm like, okay. I don't know the story on Herschel Walker. I don't know the true story. We can go by what we hear, but I don't know what made him put his hands. I don't know what transpired. I don't know nothing. But I'm saying, like, don't you think it's time for us not to always just make that become the first thing to come out our mouths? White media facts, because if 100%, 1000% destroying evidence, I don't think that man would have ran. If it was 1000% factual, where he's going to put himself out there to become like a target, something must not be 100% right. And so I'm saying, it's not for us to run on that negative narrative all the time. It's for us to make our choices. And she's like, moving on. Like, I'm like, yo, but if y'all heard what I said way before she even came on the panel, I said that there's a problem right now that if I said like, once they go after Michael Jordan, once they go and take down Michael Jordan's and destroy his character 100%, he can destroy it himself. But once they decide to destroy his character, you understand what I'm saying? The black man's really done. Once they go after Michael Jordan, it's all over with. You know what I'm saying? once their system goes against it. And I said, you can already see how it's working right now, because you see Scotty talk, you see Dennis Rodman talk, you see Oakley talk, you see a lot of people coming out talking because they paying these guys, the system paying these guys a check to come and talk about Michael Jordan, because they're setting up the stage for them to now go ham on it. So I'm saying, before we start joining that bandwagon and really pushing it for them, let's not do that. And so then she came on out of nowhere, and then she started going in. So that's why I said I just want to go back on this whole thing, because we were talking about the 5%. I'm trying to just go back and say this is why we don't need to just push their narratives all the time. And she just jumped. And I'm like, damn, you really not getting it. So like I said, there's a battle that we have, that a push to make us look bad, a push to make us be evil, a push to make us villains. Okay, let's just say that all men say, okay, yeah, Herschel's a piece of shit. Fuck Herschel, fuck Herschel. Fuck. Now what? Oh, Kanye's a piece of shit. Fuck Kanye, fuck. Like every black man that a black woman want us to be mad at, imagine we decide to be mad at them. Then what? Like I say, there's a war going on. Then what? If we be mad at every single black man that black woman want us to be mad at, there won't be a good black man to look at. That's the war. And that's what I'm trying to tell you. Like, we gotta know what type of battles to engage in when it comes to us moving. We don't have to make everything become a battle. So here's your war against black men.
Like the nigger, I mean the dude is
She's actually right.
like,
I don't know.
Like, I'm not about to go back and forth with you, with no violence. Goddamn nigga, I'm not gonna do that. Like, moving on. We talking about how come you're stagnant. Now, what the fuck?
No, we're not talking about how come we stagnant. We talking about the war against black people, and particularly black men.
Yes, but isn't that one of the reasons why the community is stagnant? So, like, everything that you naming is stagnation. Everything that you're naming is stagnation. So I want to understand,
yourself,
who is waging this war? You say the white man with the education system, all of this stuff. Well, it's not.
For some reason, my mic was not good, but what I was saying in the background, I was saying one of the reasons why we stagnant is because we taking time out to listen to you. Everything she was saying was like a slap and trying to disrespect us, and like we were supposed to sit there on the panel and allow that. Once again, I played the Danica podcast because I wanted y'all to hear what she had to say about masculine men. I'm a masculine man. I'm not going to sit on the panel and the conversations, the war on black men, and I'm allow someone to come in and infiltrate the panel, one, and then start shooting at us, boom, 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 dropping bombs and boom, and sit back and disallow it because, oh, that's our sister. No, don't let her speak. No, nigga, fuck wrong with you. So when I'm trying to get her to understand, let's stop this war on black men. Let's not keep adding fuel to black men war. Oh, these niggas. She don't want to have the conversation of I don't want to talk about these niggas. Like, no, we have to. We have to really know what we saying. And then she want to say, that's not the top of the top. Sure, you brought up Herschel Walker. She the one who brought the Herschel Walker up, but then she don't want to talk about it. You understand what I'm saying? She brought the Herschel Walker topic up, but then didn't want to really discuss it. And that's what I'm saying. Like, we can't do these things. We can't just throw things out in the air and then don't really discuss it. Then this woman come in, well, she's actually right. Even if she's right. Are we doing their dirty work? That's what I want to know. Are we doing their dirty work? Their sneaky work? And then she comes and say, you the type of person who will like cover up for. No, I'm not. I actually did we did the story on this political figure. But I'm not the person that will cover up. I'm just the person saying, yo, look, let's not keep being their voice boxes and pushing their movements to destroy us. That's what I'm saying. So then I start saying, you know what, the real problem is abortion. That's what you hear me saying in the background. Because she's want to say that the black man got the community stagnant. And I'm saying, no, what's really is hurting the community is the war that we have, and the war that we have on black men that start in the womb. All the young soldiers that's being assassinated. That's what I'm saying in the background. Because it's time for this girl to go. She's been there for so long, and everything that she was doing. If you go to that, you look in the chat, you even see everybody talking. Then you start seeing some of the females even saying, like, oh, come on. And that's why even Q, he checks me, like, don't let them trigger you. Nigga, just shoot and kill them. Plow. They gotta go. But don't let them trigger you. And he's already tight. That's why he had to break down, like, it's 85, is the 5%ers. Because he asked the question, like, do you believe in reparation? And she says, no, not right now. We don't deserve it. Not right now. Like, she's in her 20s. This is the youth. This is the war on black men. And like I say, we can always point the finger at the white man, which I'm with, because we never gonna let him off the hook. Well, we will let him off the hook once we get in our position not to even have to give a fuck, which is really right now. But until we really identify the real problem, I'm not going to just run with the white man problem, he's our problem. No, because like I say, I think differently. I know differently. And I know that the real problem is internal. And it goes back 30 some years of frustration and hate. 35 years of frustration and hate. And that's the real root of our problems. The 30 years ago frustration of hate that build up, the 30-year build up, the 35-year build up, the 40-year build up. See, a lot of times people really neglect that mental health issue when it comes to our females. And if you was to really ask our sisters, what is your main issue? What's your main concern? If they was to be 100 with themselves, they would really probably say, I don't want to die alone. I don't want to raise these kids alone. This is what a natural woman would say, you know what I'm saying? This is what, if I was a woman, this is what I would be saying. My concern is that my child is going to be in the world of nothing but demonic people. Then the question would be like, well, what can be done? And be like, damn, I mean, we got to strengthen our men. And one way to strengthen them is by not downing them, showing them respect and showing them love. If you down them, show them no respect, show them no love, you're going to hurt more at the end. I promise you. 2 kids later, 3 kids later, 2 different baby daddies later. Oh, me and my kids, we doing good. No, because there's mental health issues over there. Even if it's quiet mental health issues, it's still mental health issues. It's insecurities. That's the war. When you have a generation of insecure people, how can they be productive when they're insecure? How can they be productive when they lack motivation? That's the war. There's a war on black men, and it starts at home. And if we don't have enough love, we don't have love, I'm telling you, when we go into the world, it's going to be hard to rise up. That's the war. Where's the love? And once again, if you want to point the finger at the system, it's because the system knows that if we allow them to love, then they will grow and they will grow. And if they go, they're going to glow and they're going to go right and shine right past us. And they don't want that. So we're going to fund everything not to show love. Understand? So we can always keep the system in the hot seat, the spotlight. We can always have the blame on them because they're going to put the funding to whatever they see fit. They're going to fund the programs. They're going to fund the commercials. They're going to, all the advertisement that's on your phone, they're going to fund it. So I would give it to, I would always be able to point that finger with them, to them for that authority. Yeah. But it would definitely be us first, internal, and then if you wanna have the finger pointing contest, it's always going to go, for me, it's always going to go to the womb. Because the womb is no different than the school. In the same way we want to blame the school system for our children being ignorant, the school system for not, that's what I'm saying. So that's, oh man, that's real deep. The same way we blame the school system is the same way I blame the womb system. The system, there needs to be a system for the womb. There needs to be oh man, right? Shouldn't that be part of health? Womb centers, WOMB, womb centers, for all those mothers who's pregnant with and the babies in the womb. They need centers for that shit. That real prenatal centers that deals with the mind part of it. All the single mothers that's coming up is having babies. What are you putting in this child's mind while you rubbing that belly? What are you talking about while you condition this baby while it's in the womb? What are you saying? What are you teaching? What should you be teaching? And that's very important if you're going to stop the war on not just black men, but the war in the world itself. What are we rubbing our children and saying to them? What spells are we casting on these kids while they're in the womb? You do know you can cast spells on your children, right? You do know that you can really put curses on the unborn, right? That's the war. Why we don't never want to talk about these things. We just want to hop over that shit, and we really want to battle an enemy that we're not ready to battle. Because the way I look at it, the war on black men, if we really want to say, and we want to keep that blame on white power and the infrastructure, remember, like when you watch those old, you know what I'm saying? When you watch those old movies and they come with their pitchforks, you know what I'm saying? They come with their pitchforks and they come with their rakes and their hoes and whatever they can grab that can form some type of hurt. If y'all want to really talk about that shit, if you really want to talk about reparations, Understand? You gotta be ready for war. And nobody wants that war. Because if we did, we'd be at that war. But up here, you gotta start putting in your mind that that's where we at. Because if you say there's a war on black man, you gotta be ready for the war. Always. See how fast I was able to get to that? Understand? See how in my car, I got my little joint right there real fast? Because I believe that we are always in war. But if it's the black on black war, or if it's a real war that we must fight. So my whole point is be ready. Now, do we want this type of violence? Do we want this type of destruction? Do we want this type of bloodshed? No. Do we really want it? Maybe. Do we really want it? Yes. Who really knows? But what our women are saying, y'all don't want nothing because you're too afraid. You're not ready to fight. You'll kill one another. And so, what I'm gathering now is that our women saying, we don't believe you until you start that fight. We don't believe there's a war until you guys start fighting back. When you fight back, then we will believe you. That's a challenge. One of the women on the panel said, she says, it's hard for me to believe that there's a war on black men, because if there's a war, that means that you're fighting back. You always got to remember that women like the bad guys. Women like bad boys. Women respect those bullies. Quiet as kept. Quiet as kept. Not all. So until we start rising up on that level, they won't never feel like we're doing this. They will never think that we are protecting them. They will never believe us. They will never think that we really about that black love until we start really showing them some form of protection. So the war on black men is really, really scary. Because if we want our women to respect us, we actually have to show up for the fight. That's just for them to believe us. Think I'm lying? Yeah, I think I'm lying. If we as men think there's a war on black men, and we think that if you want your women's support, the only way we're gonna get our women's support is by stepping up to the plate and swinging that bat.
It's not enough people who are fighting back against it.
Yeah, you just can't help it though. That's the stagnation though.
Now, I was talking while she was talking, but like I said, she done pissed me off already. She done came on. So even as she was making this point, I didn't even want to hear it, because she wasn't making this point in the positive form. She wasn't making this point in the rallying form. She was making this point in the derogatory form of putting down and trying to slap us in the face. So I didn't want to hear her point, But as I'm doing this, analyzing, analyzing Q Brothers Live. I'm analyzing everything so I can be on point with it. I'm not just going to try and slap people and slap the shit around. But she had to go no matter what. But analyzing how she feels and seeing how these young people feel and seeing how women feel and seeing what they think of us. Oh, but you got to remember, she also said that she hate black men. She already said that. So that was another reason why it was kind of hard for me to even allow her to be sitting on the panel, because you already said you hate black men. So you're not even coming from a positive tone of what you're saying right now. But we're going to rewind so we can hear what she said, okay?
People just
I want to understand, you know,
yourself who don't
who is waging this war. You say the white man with the education system,
I just
all
told
of
you.
this stuff. Well, it's not enough people who are fighting back against it.
I'm just saying help it though. That's the stagnation though. People
It's
just
about understanding this. It's about communicating and waking people up. You see what I mean? Like, just imagine if there's a young brother, right? And I'm in the middle of doing this video, and I'm speaking to the brothers about the war against you. And in the video, they hear a bunch of people come on.
Once again, shout out to Q, because he was. I believe that he was. I'm not gonna say he was as frustrated as me, but he understood the frustration I had because he's listened to the same dialogue. And my whole thing, like I said, she had to go, but it wasn't my live. But I love the way he comes back to really help her understand. Because our women so much want to battle us so much and fight us so much. To me, it's like, yo, it's annoying. I don't even really have, bitch, if you want to fucking fight, you can die. Because if you not understand where we at right now, you're crazy. That's where I'm looking at. But do you have everyone else saying, no, I'm like, yo, look, good or bad, evil or good, which one? That's the fear level I'm at. I'm like this. Yo, look. I'm afraid. I'm scared. My back is against the wall. Do you understand what I'm saying? When I'm afraid like that of my own people. So I hear what you're saying, but I have so much more love inside that I know how to still contain that shit. And I'll take that energy and I will go out there and pass the message and of these be the message. You understand what I'm saying? This is why I do this. Understand? I do this because of my fear, my nervousness, my upset, my hate, the demons that want me to hate my own people. Nah, I don't allow it to overcome me. And so the man in me, the God in me, rise the fuck up. And it allows me not to have the thought and mentality as this chick. Understand? Against the opposite sex. See, like I said, this is my therapy for me. Be nice. Okay. Love the love. Understand? Stay strong. This is messages that I do to me. This is my therapy for mental health issues of black on black hate. This is my therapy. So I'm not going to come on the lines and just blast and show the world I hate you. I'm going to come and say, yo, I love you. This is tough love. Difference. So don't think I don't understand or hear you, chick. I'm saying overcome your demons. overcome your demons. Now, Q, what was you saying, dog?
Saying, I hate you. Are they going to be inspired to be greater? About the war against you. People up. You see what I mean? Like, just imagine if there's a young brother, right? And I'm in the middle of doing this video, and I'm speaking to the brothers about the war against you. And in the video, they hear a bunch of people come on saying, I hate you. Are they going to be inspired to be greater? It's not on them. That's on you.
May I say something?
But before you say something,
Okay.
that's the individual accountability that we all have to take. Like, I know what it is to inspire people and to...
Now, even right there, he dropping a major bomb, and the chick says, well, that's on them. And he said, no, that's not on them, that's on you. And then this chick gonna come and interrupt as he's dropping the sign, say, can I say something? What is that you guys say right now when he's dropping the Jews right now on the young girl? Why are you going to interrupt the black man to say something when he's dropping the Jews on her right now? He's schooling her on something right now. He's deep in the lane on something right now. And can I say something? Text it. Put in the chat. Do that first. See, I'm a different breed. You can say what the fuck you want to say, bitch. Put in the chat so you don't forget. But no, I got to take this spotlight from this man and put my point across, because she's still going to say what she got to say. We're going to listen, because trust me, after all what he's about to say, she's still going to say something. The war against black men.
To not inspire people. I know what it is to not take advantage of being that light for somebody and seeing that person dwindle years later. So I take accountability in even inspiring you to think about how much inspiration you can be in somebody's life, even if you don't know them. So what you had to say, Sister Melinda?
Yeah. Hello, everybody, and thank you for letting me up. I kind of want to say something along the lines of what she said, but I think you better at some point.
Did you hear her? She just came in. She says she was going to interrupt him all that time he was talking to basically say, I'm coming in. I'm actually kind of coming in on the lines of this sister right here. So she basically was going to interrupt him to defend her. The devil was real. She was ready to jump in tag team and to jump in and do a drop kick off the top rope to try and kick this nigga in the back of his head. And he was supposed to allow that, though. She said, can I say, he was supposed to stop what he's saying and say, okay, yeah, sister. No, I'm glad he didn't. When I was there, I was so happy he didn't too. I was like, if he allowed this bitch to fucking talk right now. And the reason why I use the B word is because that's what she was being at that second. And I was so happy that he manned up and said, no, hold on, sister. Fall back. I was so happy he did that. And then I actually was about to say something, but then he kind of like stopped me from speaking. I ain't peep it. And then he went to her. I was part of the panel, so I caught it. And I was quiet because I wanted to hear what she had to say too. I was going to say something, but I was like, I don't have to really piggyback off of that. Understand? I didn't have to piggyback off of that. And see, as men, we can catch shit like that. Real men, not males, but men. We baby catch the shit like that, and we can piggyback off each other, bounce off each other. You think we teaming up with each other? Shit, we don't know what we doing. We just know how to play the game. Like he said, he's from New York, man. We be in these type of conversations. You know what I'm saying? He's from Brooklyn. When you talk about sitting there drinking a yak on the corner with like 10 niggas while hustling, And police are constantly going through, and you like fucking you in these type of heated conversation, you getting crazy wild. It's like 2 in the fucking morning, you out in the block. And it's an everyday routine during the summertime, everyday routine during wintertime. It don't fucking matter. In the studio, on the block, it don't matter. To be on the panel with this right here, it's all good. I don't be around people too tough because I don't have a lot of patience like that. And when I say patience like that, when people be around, like, you have a lot of patience. That's the funniest shit. To have a lot of patience, but yet still you don't have no patience. So with these women on the panel, I believe he did a good job. So let's hear where she's going with this shit.
Point. Okay, like when you said there's a war. Yes, I do, but I'm not thinking it's in the way that maybe we traditionally believed it was. I think at one time, yes, it was.
If there's one time,
I guess,
yeah, it
like when you
was. It
said
still
that
is.
if you're not inspiring people, how do you expect them to, to be able to feel inspired enough to build? But I kind of see this in, let's say for Black women, and let's say even Black men's media, the culture, the way they've used to, use music, lyrics. I think, and Black women still have been inspired enough to still be, building and supportive. And I don't know. I kind of just think that we have to raise the standard. We have to raise the bar. And when I was listening to the gentleman Don speaking, I don't know if Black men can. If I want you to kind of next time you speak about stuff, listen to yourselves, because you give white men a lot of power. Even saying they gave us the power so that they can sniff out who is a this and who's a that, and they're gonna take this away pretty soon because they see what we're doing on here. I don't think we're moving anything to to a degree that someone is this afraid, but you keep saying what someone gave you and the power that they have. So for for a woman to listen to that, that's not inspiring, because it's like, I don't know, maybe it's such a narrative that we actually believe
So
that someone is hunting you like this.
She spoke in that little sentence. She really spoke about like 5 different things. Because when she came at me, I was like, I didn't even expect that to come out of nowhere. I was sitting there just listening to her, trying to see where she's going with everything. Then she came at me. I'm like, all right, so you talk about being inspired, inspiration. You talk about me, talk about the people who control the internet, and you trying to tell me that that's not inspiring to women who's listening. She didn't even say people, but she said to women who's listening. But it all started from, let me go back, because like I say, this is a war.
Because once again,
I was quiet.
If you're not inspiring people, how do you expect them to, to be?
Him hitting his wife or him having a fight with his wife. But
Thing.
But before you say something,
Okay,
that's the individual accountability that we all have to take. Like, I know what it is to inspire people and to not inspire people. I know what it is to not take advantage of being that light for somebody and seeing that person dwindle years later. I take accountability in even inspiring you to think about how much inspiration you can be in somebody's life, even if you don't know. So what you had to say, Sister Melinda?
yeah. Hello,
Do
everybody,
you
and
see how
thank you
quiet
for
the
letting
young
me
lady
up.
is, right?
I kind of want to say something along the lines of what she said, but I think you better at some point. Okay, like when you said there's a war. Yes, I do, but I'm not thinking it's in the way that maybe we traditionally believed it was. I think at one time, yes, it was. I guess like when you said that if you're not inspiring people, how do you expect them to, to be able to feel inspired enough to build? But I kind of see this in, let's say for Black women, and let's say even Black men's media, the culture, the way they've used to, use music, lyrics. I think in Black women still have been inspired enough to still be, building and supportive and I don't know. I kind of just think that we have to raise the standard. We have to raise the bar.
I'm real confused because the conversation that we was having before these ladies came on was us building. And we was building, we leading up to it. Even if this panel was gonna be there for like 8 hours, we was gonna be building. That's a conference. We allowed these women to the conference meeting, and then the building stopped, and then it became combativeness. So I'm trying to figure out how she talked about, they've been inspired enough to continue to be building. But right now, we had to stop building to really start schooling. We're not doing nothing productive right now. We're not building right now. We actually defending ourselves against 2 individuals. So when she's even coming to try and take the like, we women been inspired enough to be supportive, like, where at? Because it's not even showing right now. I don't believe you. You don't believe yourself. But I'm quiet. I ain't saying shit.
And when I was listening to the gentleman Don speaking, I don't know if Black men can. I want you to kind of, next time you speak about stuff, listen to yourselves, because you give white men a lot of power. Even saying they gave us the power so that they can sniff out who is a this and who's a that, and they're gonna take this away pretty soon because they see what we're doing on here. I don't think we're moving anything to to a degree to someone is this afraid, but you keep saying what someone gave.
Then she said she don't think. She said this is why I be snapping. She said, I don't think that we are moving anything that serious enough for them to be afraid. Bitch, are you stupid? We waking. I'm sorry to say bitch, but you are on these waves talking. This is what I'm trying to say. You are getting you are on live waves in the archive of information, on live waves that people can hear at any given time. And you're saying to the audience, which is an RBG audience and any other audience after that, but you're saying to the audience that you don't think that we as Black people are on the white man's radar. You saying that in 2022. This bitch is stupid. In 2022, and the topic is the war. This is the topic: the war on Black men. Stand up for Kyrie. Stand up for Kanye. Stand up for Islam. Stand up for the Israelites. Stand up for Farrakhan. Like, this is what they being attacked. They being censored. They being knocked off of all sorts of stuff. And she's saying that we're not on their radar. And she came at me to tell me that I am pumping inferiority into the people's minds. I'm pumping fear. Like, be afraid, folks, be afraid. You're all doomed. You're all doomed. Like that's the information I'm putting out there to you by saying, we gotta be careful what we saying. Not just what be careful, but we gotta know that we have a limited amount of time. Like, what in the world? And that was last night. But I'm leading up into the next side because there was the second half, and the second half is when the young lady came back. But I went right here by accident.
You and the power that they have. So for a woman to listen to that, that's not inspiring because it's like I don't know. Maybe it's such a narrative that we actually believe
So
that
let me
someone is hunting you like this.
explain, because once again, the thing is called war. So I mean, yeah,
I don't know if it's a war, because a war means people are fighting back.
no, you said you don't think it's a war. Therefore, that's why we have to inform you there is a war going on. No man's safe from outside. Nobody.
So when does someone give you power if they're against you?
Let me answer everything you said, so you can be on the same page, so that you know that I'm here with you. I ain't giving nobody no power. Okay, the power.
You did.
No, I didn't give him the power. He has the power. I can't give him shit. Okay,
She's so
that's
busy
number
when
one.
they're talking.
So I didn't give him nothing. I didn't make YouTube. He made it. That's their power. And that power they're gonna take from us. They gave us the privilege. They given us the privilege to talk. Okay? They giving you the privilege to be able to listen to me. And while you're here to hear my words, you have to take heed to the words. It's not gonna be here that long. And before they take away the privilege that they giving us to make money on their system, they're monitoring us. And while they're monitoring us, they're finding out who is who, what's what, who's affiliated with what. Like I say, I'm way more informed than what you can imagine.
She should be happy that
Okay.
Well, I'm pretty informed too, and again,
no, this is a war.
Not
If you was informed, you would know.
okay. I know
it's war. You can't speak that much.
You can't.
It's a war going on.
You say
okay, you're right. You're right. Censorship. Yes, indeed. You know, I do realize that.
Right. I'm just humble. I'm always don't stop me. I'm always gonna be right. I'm a general.
You're not all okay, sir.
Can I add something?
May I speak?
Let me add it before.
Sir, this is stuff that people know. You're not having some insight into something no one knows.
No, you don't know it's a war.
So I think that Don, from being around you too long enough, right?
Yes.
There's a nuance in the way to conversate, and I had to understand.
I love it.
So, sis, one, I'll say this, sis.
Yeah.
This is taking us off the code.
Wow.
Okay.
First and foremost, we need to be focused on showing our brothers the war against us.
That's it.
Okay.
We need to be focused on that.
Key butter, but before I can even think to do that, this is kind of what we expected. We have a lot of healing and a lot of stuff that's still happening where the black men are warring against.
She said even before she can even think to give us the credit and the power and the props to know that there's a war against us. She said before she can do that, there's some healing. Listen to her words. There's some healing. That's her. So before I can side with you guys, I have to have healing. To get off this panel, you need to go and pray. How you expect to come on this panel and get healing? You ain't gonna get healing coming on this panel and venting out the fact that you need to be healed. You need to go find your God. Do your prayers. Burn a candle or some shit if you're a witch. But to be on this panel, and the panel's talk about the war on black men and saying that you were on this panel, but yet and still you're not supporting. Like, bitch, get the fuck out of here then. You were on the panel talking to generals of war. You think I got on the panel just so I could just be talking nonsense, chick? You think I want to just be like, I want to get online and yo, yabba 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 do. This is war. Do you think that we make these things? Do you think that we do this just because we want to? This is messaging service. We talking. So don't think that I'm just going to come on the panel because I want to vent out frustration. Bitch, no, I'm trying to help resolve our problems. I'm going to be part of a panel that can help resolve our problems, not amplify the shit. And this chick want to come up here and the other chick want to come up here, and all they did was destructive conversation. And expected us to sit there and let them do that shit? No. We'd be fools to do that, to allow that. That's showing no authority. It's showing no masculinity. If I was to sit there and let them just dictate the flow after they done snatched the flow away, And I would have sat there and allowed them to do that, and then been in agreement with them. Yeah, you right. Yeah, you right. Since we do need this. And then I would have been listening to this shit now. I would have hated myself. Every time I listen to myself, as I'm listening to this right now, I say, yo, you good. I wish that your phone was more clear so that you can be heard. But yeah, you good. See, when I listen to me and hear on the replay, I'm like, you good, you're okay. You wasn't out of pocket. And like I say, like he said, it's the war on black men. And don't come on the platform making us become where we battling you right now. You're supposed to be coming right here, helping us identify the war that we are talking about. Because we talk about the root of all the wars that we having against us. So, oh, well, why is it so much black and violence? Because of the destruction that they did with the man and the female, the dad and the mother, how they took him out the household, how they made the women really just have a certain hatred for the man, and then she controls the womb, and so whatever's inside the womb gonna have a certain type of hatred towards men. So if it's boys, they're gonna have a certain type of hatred towards one another. That's the destructive system. It's beautiful. It's amazing. It's like, good job. So as we over here, we don't waste time when we're like, oh shit, good job. As they move that chess piece. So, okay, smart move. Gotta sit back, analyze the board. And once we analyze the board, then we figure out what move we're going to make. But you can't do that when you have a panel of mother effers who just on the panel just trying to be heard on some sisterhood shit. So now the young girl, she left, but she comes back, and that's where I wanted to pick up at. I didn't want to start from here, but
It's black women and nobody else. So how do it? This is kind of what we expected. We have a lot of healing and a lot of stuff that's still happening where the black men are warring against black women and nobody else. So how do it? It's like I don't know. We have to be able to tell the truth first. Because it's really like having a scab healing and there's pus underneath. Like, I'm surprised y'all think this.
In telling the truth, it's allowing it to get organized and it's being on. Like we can have another conversation. This isn't the only conversation. It's like when people do panels, it's like everybody wants to talk about everything at once. It's like, no, today we're just going to discuss the war against black men. That doesn't mean that there's not a war against black women. That doesn't mean that black men didn't do stuff that participated. That doesn't mean any of these other things. We're just going to discuss this topic.
Okay.
Tomorrow we're going to discuss the war on black women. Tomorrow we're going to.
So can I talk about then the war on black men? And I would say. Too, it's a lot of black men warring against other black men.
Say that.
I mean, so can I not say? So what ultimately? I just want to know what, when it comes to the greater, I guess, the powers that be, so to speak. I think sometimes we can create. Literally, it's like if you grow up and you heard that someone is in control and that they know this, they know that they're all powerful. You start to you live that way, and you completely make it real. I'm not saying there's not. I agree. I agree that there's
no, you
systems
don't.
in place, but the thing is somehow everyone's affected in a way. But
that's the whole point. If we're not looking at the war on black people, then we're not going to understand how we're affected. Everybody wants to get to the point of saying there's no war, but then
are there people in the black community that realize there's a war, but they're still saying, I know what I have to do in this system because there's a war. I still have to get what I need and accomplish some things because of it. I mean, because there's a group of us, well, the women who are doing that.
This is again, so the comparative aspect that you want to do, right?
Oh, okay.
There's no need for that right here, right? So when you're saying the women are doing that, we're talking about. So when you
what about the black men who have something? What are they doing?
Sis, you gotta slow down.
Okay, I'm sorry.
One point at a time.
Okay.
One point at a time. So we answer each one. So staying on topic, going back to it. Why I have Farrakhan in the title.
Oh my goodness, yo, it's so being there was draining. Okay, being there was draining. Listening to is even more draining. Hearing her it's not even frustration, it's hatred. Because what happened in your life that got you so frustrated that you need this much healing? What happened in your life that got you filled with so much hate that you need years and years and years of healing? Did you go through slavery? Was you raped every night by black men? Did black men put you out there on the street to sell your ass every night? Did he have you picking cotton? Did he have you having babies with your children? What did black men really do to you that got you so filled up with hate and frustration? What did black men do to you? Because the topic is war on black men, and we trying to identify, like, yo, we going to mount up to really fight this war. But you come saying, hey, you ain't shit. Hey, you treat women like shit. So how you even going to say that there's a war on you? Why are you going to say there's war on you, but you treat women like shit? You kill each other. How you going to say it's war on you? Oh, you're not hearing what I'm saying. You say, we hear what you're saying. Where does she want us to go with this? So if we say, okay, sister, you're right, would she have left the panel? Like, how much more can she really even keep going on and saying? But I guarantee she can. But like I say, this was about the second half. Fucking goofies.
Farrakhan is all about the community. He's about promoting the black community. He has a number of programs that's out there. They banned him along with two other people who were white men who they said were people who were disseminating information, and they didn't compare the work that he was doing in the community and the amount of lives that he is really affecting in his organization.
They banned him because
then he went to Grandmaster.
I'm sorry, folks. They banned Farrakhan because Farrakhan started pushing out the narrative. See, it's okay when Farrakhan is talking black men hate white men. It's okay. But when Farrakhan starts saying black men get you some white friends, that's when they was like, oh, you gotta go. See, as long as you push that narrative of hate, they can move with that. But once you say, yo, you know what? It's time to line up. Let's get allegiance. We need to align with one another. They like, oh, you got to go. That's why he had to go. He started talking about that line. And did you hear what he said? And some white counterparts that got banned too. Yeah, because that's what happens. When we start banding together, when people start feeling your pain, sister, once the people start feeling your pain, they join your struggle, then that's when it becomes a problem. But if you taking away the pain of the real seed, and you try and bring the pain onto you, all they're gonna do is pacify you and give you a couple of programs, and at the same time trying to impregnate you. But when they feel the pain of the man, things really change. Because now we don't want no programs. We don't want no centers. This is what we want, mother. Once you get the masculine man to come out there, you have to. Oh shit, we better either make some type of corrections, or we gonna make some really we gonna alter the shit, and that's what happens. And so when Farrakhan started mingling with the white people, say, yo, nah, you know what? This is the way we going. Yeah, they had to ban his ass. That's fear. They didn't want to see that.
Master J.
Oh,
Grandmaster J. I am a complete not a fan of Grandmaster J, but they just gave him 7 years. Now I wholly understand, and nobody will ever get me to. I really do understand the cop's perspective in Grandmaster J's situation.
Okay.
I really do, because the fact that in certain, you aim a gun at somebody, you can get killed. You see what I mean? And that created a very dangerous situation. However, 7 years,
I can even tell that
that
she
is extreme.
is happy that
That's
happened.
extremely, like, that's a program.
Well, she feels like
Like, that was a
justified
white person who crashed, they would get a program. Like, let's be real, that is an example of unfair and extreme sentencing for someone who is promoting and defending a black woman. You see what I mean?
Were those his only charges?
That was his only charge. Pointing a gun at a FBI agent on the roof.
Okay.
He got
How about
7
this?
years for that. So this is why we're saying there's a war against black people when we talk
Well,
about titles.
Well, I have to. This is what, because maybe I can't be part of this conversation, but I support you, and I support everything
Why
you
she
do.
even talking
And
still?
well, that's why I said it, because I have to agree that Farrakhan is for the black community. First of all, it's just some things. I think maybe we have like some.
My phone was so low. I said to her, "Why you can't be part of this conversation?" Okay. Why is it that you can't be part of this conversation? And the reason why she can't be part of the conversation, she's going to answer. She heard me. She's answering it because she's not supportive of it. So why is she on the panel? Q, I'm very upset with you that you even allow her to be on the panel this long when she already came out and said that her views is in line with the young lady who already said she hate black men. The young girl that was on the panel said she hate black men. There's nothing that you and I or anybody is going to be able to say to her to make her love black men. Like she said, that's on them, that's on her. This woman came up on the panel and she says her views is pretty much in line in allegiance with that one, but she's wanted, not really go there. She wanted to talk about this. But everything that this woman was saying was showing us that she too hate black men. Because nothing in that conversation said anything of she has respect, love, and trust for the black man. Nothing in her dialogue. Nothing in her dialogue would say to me, like if we was in war, I would take a cup of water from her. If it was war and it was 98 degrees, 102 degrees, and we was out there and we was fighting this war, and she came up out of nowhere, she had some water, I'm not drinking this shit. And that's what we as men got to understand. We in the war like that. It's almost to a point where it's going to be like hard to trust our own because we don't know who really hates us.
Ideological differences, and with my own research, and I'm looking into it, I just don't see things.
Yeah, and I think this is their way of trying to explore
it's a history of it. It's not just hip hop.
Messed up. I bet.
Culture.
We went through some shit. Media being used and put out there to mess with black people's minds. Today I'm discussing black men, but it's
why are we so susceptible to things that are, you know, messing with our minds? Like, you know, we used to always say, well, the white people buy these rap tapes and, you know, albums more than we do, but at the same time, they're not seeming to be.
Yes, they are.
They don't behave. No, they don't,
well,
because they're still. That's not taking them out. That's not taking them down and creating a culture.
We went through some shit that they did to us.
And the funniest thing is that I say something, she's so quick to really become combative with me. And so once I peep that, I'm like, you know what? Don't say much. Q's on point. Let him rock out. Because I realized I say one thing, her voice was so much louder than mine with her phone. But she's like, she got her camera, she got her whole setup. So I realized that I wasn't going to be really heard no matter what. So in my mind, I was like, you know what? Let this dude handle, because where I'm feeling, she would have been gone a long time ago. She would have been gone a super duper long time ago.
But again, it's not affecting them in that same way, because I always say that they
did nothing to them.
Put it out there.
Like what you just are you equating our experience to who are you equating with our experience?
I'm not. What I'm saying is, I just want to know why we're susceptible to the things we're susceptible to.
Because of the experience we went through.
Her question was, she said, well, if white people is known to be buying our music more than us, why is it that they are not, we don't hear them doing half the things that we do? And I said in the background, I said, because the media, they control it. You know, no, at first I said they do. And she said, no, they don't. But you ask a question, and when we actually comment back, you screaming with the answers at the same time. But I'm telling you, yes, they do. In the last 25 years, they're not going to tell you how many fucking households lost their daughters. The white people not going to tell you how many white girls done left their white culture. They're not going to advertise the amount of numbers that their little white boys that impregnate black girls. They're not going to put those numbers out. They're not going to let you know how many white boys is really hustling drugs and looking that image. But the way they do it, they put it on a show, a TV show, a program, because that's what they're going through in their households. Where their son is a little b-boy. Look at Love and Marriage. Married with Children. That's the show. Yeah, Married with Children. You have Bud. Do y'all know how hip Bud was? Bud was the real white black boy. Bud was hanging with Tupac. So we talk about way back in the 90s all the way to this present day that this woman is trying to tell you on these airwaves that white people have not been affected by our culture music. No, you imbecile white media is not going to put that out, because that's their fear to let you know that their daughters are running to black men. That's their fear to let you know that these white boys are running to black girls. That's their fear to let you know that in their household they don't have their control of their children because their children want to be black. Are you out your fucking mind? Do you think that the news is going to show what really goes on in white America's lifestyle with their youth? Are you crazy? Because that would destroy them. Because there's too much covering up that they do. Are you out your mind? That's Judge Thornton's son. That's sergeants. That's lieutenant. That's captains. Captain White's daughter. No. So for her to even say yes, no, they don't. It's like, yo, woman, where is your head at? The hip hop culture done took over the world. Japan, China, Turkey, Russia. They're not going to let you know because it's not their job to let you know that theirs is fucking up. Their job is to let you know that we are fucking up. And that's why I said earlier, I said, yo, let's not keep putting out their waves. Let's not keep putting out their advertisement. They advertise something to us. Let's not rebroadcast that shit because they're not telling us everything. They're not giving us everything. And that's why I'm saying do not do that chatty patty fucking investigating reporter. That's no good. That's no good. Not right now. All that investigating reporting that we be doing as black folks to make us look even worse. Even as I covered the Umar shit, make look stupid one thing, but make look worse, nah, because that make me look worse. Because it's black men, you know, it's not no names, it's no names. This would be black men. Otherwise, when our women complain, they'd be like, so why OJ did this? Or so why Kanye? They would be able to specifically give names, but no, they lump us all in. Well, black men need to be accounted. Like black men need to. Black men be dating white men. Black men be impregnant. Like, yo, what the fuck? One of the worst things, and not to even be petty, but one of the worst things I've seen. One of the worst things I've seen. I was sitting. This is when I was in 2017 when I was making the shirts for Umar Johnson. I was making his hoodies, and I was in front. I was sitting and waiting at this motel in Long Island, and I'm sitting in the car, and I look up, and this guy and this girl, you know, they came around the corner, and there's this white boy and this black girl, and you know, he's groping her, kissing her, grabbing her, and everything. And I'm just watching. Next thing you know, he's lifting up a shirt, and I'm like, yo, he's treating her like a whore. And so then they go down the block. I'm like, yo, hold the fuck up. So I go down the block to see what the fuck's really going on. And when I get there, it's about 3 Spanish boys, this white guy and her, and another white guy, I guess. And he's fucking her by the dumpster. And I'm like, yo, this bitch is out of mine. And kind of break it up. So then they go inside. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm like, okay, I was like, I gotta see what the fuck's really going on. So I go inside. It was like a little bar club. So I go inside to see what the fuck's really going on. I'm looking at the crowd. Black girl, 2 white girls, 2 white guys. Do this black girl really think that these 2 white girls are her friends to the end? And so all I can do is I left out there shaking my head, and I go back to my car. I'm just sitting there. Now I'm feeling disgusted. Then I look up, and there she go again. And this time I see him. Now I know he had some guys with her, so I'm like, okay, he brought her back out, and he took her to the back, like kind of behind the motel. But they were still like in the public. I pretty much stopped it, saved the bitch, grabbed her, told her like, yo, you know you up in this club with all these other guys, you know they're all about to come out. When he left out, he said, "No, I'm done. I'm good." So then, he goes out, but then he comes back out, and and the girl, I think she was sitting in the car at the time, and I was like, "Look, they all came looking for you. See?" And we watching. She's sitting in the car, we watching, and all the motherfucking dudes came. They all went back looking for her. They was all looking for her because he went in there like, "Yo, she's outside right now. She ready." So they all was about to gang rape this dumb chick. They was all going to gang rape this dumb chick. But here come the captain, the super Negro, to come save a hoe. But nah, our black women don't give us no credit. They don't give us no respect. But that's y'all daughters out there whoring themselves and being whored out. But we not pointing fingers. We saying, please stop that shit. But nah. If they're gonna do what they want to do, it's like, how can we stop it without looking like we controlling? Oh, y'all just mad. Look at what type of battle it becomes. And then at the very end, when they've been ran through and used and abused, because it's a war, and when they become casualties of war, who they come back to? And they blame us for not being there. This is a war, folks. And this war is scary because the real losers will always be the men.
So being able to manipulate the battle of the playing field, with, trading of resources into the community, tricklets of food and biscuits. That's been a tool and tactic to get them to, get us to be all over the place. So I'm not surprised that the Negrocytes and Negrolites that developed into this era now, from there's a whole bunch of them. A whole bunch of them. Old, young.
So by the search, or is it being suggested that we are facing an enemy that cannot be identified?
I just identified as a white man in his community.
But you also said Negro Peons, Negro.
No, those
are
Negro that work for them. Those are advocates. Yeah, they work for them.
But that's the scary part, though.
Yeah, but we
What's
can
so scary?
It wasn't the internet made it easy. Like, we know Kanye is a bipolar Negro retard. And he was one a Negro Peon, and he wanted to be a Negro. He wanted to be all the way in the Negrolite community. But he read a little bit. The Negro is not supposed to. Don't y'all know this shit? The Negro is not supposed to read. Once you put a book in front of a Negro, you are fucking up the programming. You watch the movie Lost in Space, right? If y'all don't watch Space shit, and the robot, the whole movie series is about the robots are trying to figure out how the robot became nice. This little white boy and his family. And it's like, how did your programming change? And for black people, you put a book. Oh, damn, son. They've been lying to me all these years.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Books wake people up, bro. Books matter. Reading matters.
Books matter,
bro. The whole playing field.
Hell yeah.
And it's never too late to read. You might have been a derelict, y'all, and I said, oh, damn. And now you know. I give my people that pass because I love my people.
Copy.
All right. Well, what are the implications that what are the implications that suggest war is being waged against you?
Huh? Well,
You meant implications?
Right. Implications.
look at
Give
your
me another
community.
word. Besides
Huh?
implications. Can you reword the question?
Yeah. What? Reword the question.
Yes.
What are the primary? What are the primary indications that you are indeed engaged in a war?
The economic disparity.
When you say we are engaged or war is being engaged upon us?
I wouldn't suggest that we are engaged if
Nah,
the enemy, right? If the enemy combatants are suffering no losses, then we can't quantify that we are actually engaged in warfare. We can say that warfare is being engaged upon us. We can definitely say that, and we begin to add up all the casualties.
we being
But what we
attacked.
see, right, where we see no losses on the other side, then we can't quantify whether or not that we're actually engaged in warfare.
And they want to engage into war. That's why a lot of the ladies don't really see it. They say, I don't see it because they don't know that they trying to engage the war. They trying to poke us. That's why they put the knee on you and show you we're gonna put this knee on your neck and kill you. We're gonna kill you because they trying to provoke a war. But we as the warriors, we know that's what they doing. And everybody else sitting back like, I don't know what's happening. What are you talking about? That's just you guys. Because we know, it's like when you come to a room with wolves and you're a wolf, you can sense it. So we sense in the atmosphere. Everyone else is, they in the bar, they don't know it's about to be a bar fight at the saloon.
And that's the problem. So many people in the bar and don't know it's a bar fight about to happen. You know what I'm saying? And they don't even see the people mounting up. They only see all the people that just came in there because they so caught up with the laughter and lusting over the woman and smoking, and they didn't even see that like 35 goons just came in. They don't see that 35 coons came in. They don't see that 35 crackers came in, 35 hoods came in, 35 Klansmen came in. They don't see it because they drunk and intoxicated with fornication and lust and everything else that goes with that they don't even see that there's a war that's about to take place. And that's what happens in the world. They keep giving you all these shows, they give you these programs, they give you entertainment, they give you everything, then they give you all these pills and they give you all this lustful shit, they give you ecstasy, and they say God damn fuck, so that you don't see that there's a war going on. Now, let me go to live stream. This man said, his alias is Larry Smith. He says, Don, I say this respectfully. If you're about the black woman and the black family, are you married? And if you aren't, why not? Well, respectfully, I say this. I am 100% straight. I love my women. But I'm about the black man first because I'm a black man. I'm about black man first because I understand that we must make sure that he's on point in order for us to be about our black woman. There is no black family if there's no black man. So why am I single? Because of the way I think. And that's why I had to start it off. I started the show off. I don't know if you've seen it from the beginning, Larry, but I started the show off and I was showing someone else's live. I was showing this young lady's live, and she was talking about masculine. She was talking about masculine men, and she was talking about how how the women can't handle masculine men. So you asked me a question of why, am I married? I'm a masculine man, and it's hard to be a masculine man who don't have a lot of finances. Okay, so when you're not super financially efficient, you being a masculine man is definitely a problem because women can't handle masculine men. Most black women do not know how to handle a masculine man because they didn't have masculinity in their household. So that's the reason why I'm not married, because the masculinity is portrayed as being portrayed as toxic. You don't see how the world makes you make demoralize masculinity. They make you as a man feel like you have too much masculinity in you. That's like telling a woman she's too much of a lady. Another reason why I'm not married is because I haven't found a quality woman. Understand? The world of marriage is a seesaw. I give myself more credit than anybody else would give, so therefore you guys will never know why. I don't like cigarette smokers. So a lot of women smoke cigarettes. I'm really trying to find a woman who don't. So when I do come across a woman who don't, then that's which is rare now. And that's scary. It's rare. I'm finicky. I can become petty when it comes to selections because that's what protects me from the lust. So in regards to the war on black men, I also know that, like I said, this can be a tool. So I'm also selective when it comes to like just trying to find a woman, because I always think Illuminati through my mind, soul, and my body, secret society trying to keep the eye on me. So therefore, I know that they use the devil itself will use many tools like women to knock off individuals. If you think that you're a person who has a real strong purpose in the world, if you really believe that, then believe that there's an enemy that's there to knock you off of that as well, and they will use all your weaknesses to do so. And I think one of my weaknesses when I was younger was women. I think that's one of man's weakness itself. And so once I battled that and still battling it, still battling it. So why not haven't found a quality woman that can handle my masculinity? See, a corny chick would say, handle your bullshit. No, handle my masculinity. Let's use right words. I think feminists created the toxic masculinity movement. Exactly. I was just curious. I don't know everything about your story. Okay, yeah. But I understand, yeah. You know what I'm saying? I agree. He said, I think the feminists created the toxic masculinity movement. You know what I'm saying? They made masculinity seem like it's negative. And so now men be checking themselves on oh, maybe I'm being too masculine. No, nigga, you better bring that back to the household. And we must groom our ladies, groom your women to be able to humble themselves so that they can find their kings. And boys, men, see, I have a problem. I be watching these kids out here, and for some reason, girls and guys be play fighting too much for me, and girls be fighting and playing too much with the boys, and hitting and swinging and all that crazy shit. And then even though they be playing, the boys be punching the girls, and I know they be playing. And I know that this is Philly's a way different ball game. I know every state is different. But it seems as if Philly is a real fighting type of city. Like that's part of their culture. That's why the killing rate is up so high, because Just fighting is all part of the history of Philly. And I'm not cool with that. Because this is like what we're doing to ourselves. We like constantly teaching one another this to fight. So honestly, I don't know. I think we really gotta chill, man. We gotta really chill. Anyway, I think the feminists created this toxic masculinity movement. I was just curious. I don't know everything about your story, but I understand. Let me drop the link. You definitely more than welcome to come up. I forgot to drop the link. I just be doing my thing. And I don't, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna drop the link, and Larry, if you please come on deck, ask questions, because I want to. Almost 3 hours in this shit. Damn. And I still didn't even get to the part I was trying to get to. I think you find better quality women in the South without all the liberal politics. Now you might be 100% right, and that's why I want to get my money up. I really want to get my money up, and I just want to travel. You know what I'm saying? I really want to travel and see, because I already know that my wife ain't in New York. I already figured that out like 15 years ago. That she's not from New York. And like I say, when you travel different states, you really see the different characteristics of our women. What's needed with men like myself is women who are more founded. Their foundation is based on being a woman. Like you said, we have some women who are raised well down here, from my experience. See what he mean by raised well? Their mothers raised them to be women, and that's important. I agree. That's definitely all right. Salute. I appreciate you. I appreciate you tuning in this topic, because the war on black men, like I said, the war on black men, don't think that I'm really having the focus on war on black men as being as females. I'm saying, I'm agreeing that there's a war on black men, but we must start erasing our internal wars. And even the black boy on black boy violence, I still going to say that it all stimulates from the womb, the WOMB, in the household, and what is being taught. And if it's being taught, you don't let nobody punk you, don't let nobody bully you. Someone hit you, they hit them back. When you start, once you start installing that program in the child's mind, that's the stages of making your child become a bully or violent. And what I realized, that really comes from single parent households. A lot of that dialogue comes from single parent households, and his mothers talking to their children, especially their sons, thinking that this is the way that you make your son tough. You give him that tough boy talk, so that he can become tough. But that's really hate talk. When you have your father around, because I remember when my father showed me how to stand when it comes to fighting, showed me how to rock when it comes to fighting, showed me how to hold my hands when it comes to fighting. He showed me all that shit when it comes to fighting. But do you know, at the very end of him showing me all that shit when it came to fighting, he said, but don't fight unless you have to. Don't do none of this unless you have to. It wasn't even like if someone hits you, you hit them back. It was like, unless you have to. And that was weird to hear my father say, when, he would beat our ass, and he was real strongly disciplined with us. But then when he said, you know, after he finished showing us all this stuff and all the way to throw a punch and the way to dodge a punch and all that good stuff, the fake, at the very end of all that, you know, when he finished teaching us, I guess in his mind, he's like, you know, I shouldn't have did that. Then he's like, you know, you only do this, you know, if you need to. And that was powerful. And that's why father figures needed in the household, because they are that authority, and if they are of a good nature and a good heart, good soul, they will speak that right authority, folks. Once again, if there's anybody who would like to tap in, definitely, I'm looking forward to talking to you. I'm gonna give it a few more minutes because I'm really trying to get to a part on this. I'm really trying to get to a part here. I really am. For the young lady, she came back on. She left and she came back on. And when she came back on, it really got really intense. But you know what? For some reason, shout out to Q Butter. He was passing on too much knowledge and too much information for me to dwell too much on that bullet. I wanted to touch that bullet for a little hot second. There's things in there that I still want to talk about, but you guys got to get the point. But let's see what this is all about. Exploring the challenges and barriers for Black men along the life trajectory. Like I said, he passed out information, and it's important for us if I'm going to use his clip, and if I'm going to use his a little bit of his live to point out one thing, I might as well point out the other things, because he did too much digging into the crates to come up with some information. And this right here, this says the highlights presented by individual speakers. Racism is a fundamental cause of the low priority of addressing the unrepresentation of Black men in medicine. Okay, we're not even properly represented when it comes in the medical field. You know, and we don't have enough clinics for men. We don't have enough anything that focus on men, especially when it comes to men's health. So, you know, like I said, it was things that he had. It was points that he did have, and information that he was bringing up, and so much more information that he didn't get a chance to go into because we got sidetracked and delayed and derailed by a lot of this conversation. But this is why I bring it to your attention, because we have to identify who our enemies are. And that's why I like that guy. He was on there, so he was like, so it's fair to say that we cannot identify who our enemy is. And Q was like, well, it's the white man. But he was like, but you also said we got the niggerazis, the niggerites, the niggertards, you know what I'm saying? We got our own people who also are enemies, whether they male or female. And so that's what I'm trying to say. I want us to stay on that topic right there now. This is what the women, if the women want to be on this topic, I don't think you can really handle this though. Because as you point the finger at the males, which I'm gonna point to, when that mirror is turned on, you're gonna realize how much you played on the reflection of the men, the attitudes of the men, the creation of the men. You're gonna realize that you played a major part on the development of these men. And so, like I say, folks, we can do the point the finger game, but as we do the point the finger game, when that finger comes to you, are you going to be able to handle how many fingers is pointing at you? So that's why I say try not to point fingers too much, because ladies, the household has been in your hands for 35 years. if you can honestly, truly say that the men is not in the household, where the men at? They not in the church, they not in the school, they nowhere near to be found. And if it's you that's in the school system, it's you that's in the church, and if it's you that's in the household in control, why is it so much demonic shit going on? Why is so much black on black violence? And why so much hate? And like I say, if you want to do the finger pointing game, I don't really think you want to live the war on black women. Because once we have people on the panel, just like you had the women saying about, what about the black on black violence? Once you have a person get on the panel and say, what about the self-hate and the war that you have on yourselves? What you mean by that? I never seen people destroy themselves more than us. What you mean by that? Well, I gotta put the camera on for this. Anybody who's willing to go underneath the knife, anyone who's willing to go underneath the knife, to have them put an incision right here, put an incision right here, to put an incision right here, to put an incision right here, to cut that, to that. Anyone's willing to have them cut you open, that's a war on your body. When you're willing to just allow them to do that shit, that's a problem. So when I'm saying that, when we have the topic of the war against black women, look what y'all allow people to do. Look at what happened to Kanye West moms. That war itself is a war that war itself would take a few days to talk about before we can even get into anybody being at war against you, because the only one that you're going to point the fingers at war, you're not going to say the system. You're only going to say me. You're going to say black men's at war with you. Like right, I'm turning around and saying we at war. We got the internal war. But when I came to the panel, I wasn't on it like that. I was on it like, yo, black man rise, original rebel. You know what I'm saying? Let's go. That's how I was on it. It wasn't never about like pew 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 pew. I'm gonna start shooting at the wind. Pew 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 pew. It wasn't even that. It wasn't. I thought it wasn't even on that. It wasn't until they came on the panel, started going in. It wasn't until Stacey Abrams said what she said when he put that out. I was like, what the hell? Why she say that? And that was an attack. So we don't know what we need. So we don't know what to think of what we deserve. And for you to even say that you must believe that too. And then as I looked at her, I can just tell how her views on black men. I could be assuming like an asshole, but I also could be right. And if God wanted her to win, if any creator wanted her to win for a black man, she would have won. So obviously her lips don't talk right for black men. And so that's why she didn't win. Then you can come out and say, oh, black man. No. So like I said, when the fingers now point at you folks, don't get mad. Because everything that you're going to try and say about us, every move that you're going to say about black men is always going to come back to you, because you was the womb and you was the head of the household. You was the head of the household. The house I'm in, the head of the household was a female. the house I'm in right now. So what I'm saying is that most heads of households now is women. So how are you putting the blame on us for the violence? What are you teaching these kids in the household? So that's what I'm trying to tell you. So when it comes down to like pointing fingers, I don't want us doing that, because it's not going to be able to be handled when the fingers point at you. So I believe that we need to stop that, because the war that y'all allowed on yourselves, the hate that you put on yourselves, the dislike and the distrust that you have for yourselves is at a super high. It might even be worse than what it was when we were slaves. It might be worse than what it was when we were slaves, because it was different when you were slaves, and you look at your hair and you be like, oh, my hair is ugly. My hair is ugly. It was nothing that you could do then. But now you say, oh, my hair is ugly, and you go get a wig, and you put the wig on top of your hair, and your hair is sitting like that underneath that shit for like a month or two. It's still looking ugly, but you got the fake illusion that you're looking good because you got some fake wig on. That's a war on yourself. Because mentally, you having mental health issues, because every time you look at yourself and look at your hair, but oh, I gotta do my hair, I gotta get my hair done, then you think about the money that you don't have to do it, and then because you don't even know how to do black hair and do black hairstyles, because you haven't been taught that by your mothers, because your mother just saw, oh, well, I'm just gonna put in the bun, or I'm gonna put this weave in it, braid it up, take it to the beauty shop. You don't even know how to do black hairstyles. So you already have a mental health issue because you don't even know what to do with your hair. I remember when I go on braids, it was frustrating when I didn't have somebody braid my hair. So I could just imagine how a woman feels when she goes a whole month with her hair. She got the little curls right there. Like, see how my face look? That's all in the back of her neck. When she got all that right there, I can just imagine how she's feeling. But that's you. And that's what I'm saying. So we as people, we must really have a certain type of respect for one another. We definitely need it. We definitely need that respect, folks. We need that love and respect. Let me go back to this clip. Matter of fact, let me take it to the top. I'm gonna go back to let me exit Q Butters real quick, and I want to go back to the presentation I had with this young lady, because so you folks missed it, and this is very important. Shout out to Danica. Shout out to Q Butter. Very important message right here. The title is Many Women Can't Handle Masculine, Productive Provider Men. Many women can't handle that. And because they can, when you can't handle something, it becomes confrontational. And when it becomes confrontational, it's a conflict. And when it's a conflict, it becomes a battle. And when it becomes a battle, it can lead to a war. And if it becomes a war, then it's a problem. And because most women can't handle masculine, productive men, you go to jail. Do you know how many men then went to jail and they be like, the judge throw the case out because they're like, yo, you coming home from work and you go through this? Like, nah, you know what I'm saying? Because they don't have a lot of time for a lot of this shit, because they know where it stems from. Know where it stems from.
It means that he is a productive man. He is not a man sitting around waiting on luck or miracles to happen. He's not a man sitting around looking for a bitch to take care of him, right? No, I am a man. See, masculine men are productive. Masculine men are providers. Masculine men are go-getters. Period.
Period. I ain't got no license. I'm all in
And
DC.
this, Chris, is what a lot of us women say that we want, need, and desire. We want a man that is productive. We want a man that has money. Well, in order for me to get that money, I gotta go and get that money. You want to take my money, but I gotta make the money. I have to put in work. I have to grind. And a lot of times, y'all, it's non-stop grinding.
Non-stop grinding.
Yes, you can set up certain avenues to where you can make passive income, sure. And you may be very good with doing that. But a lot of times, men that are out here getting it, they're out here getting it. Because I have to continue to bring in that money in order to funnel it or have it pile up.
Exactly.
I have to go out there and make the money in order to invest it into certain things that may generate passive income. But that still requires me to work.
Exactly.
And so many females out there are like, I want a man that makes money and that has money and that is well-to-do and stable and all of that. But they are completely forgetting out or leaving out, I should say, the fact that those men have to actually work. And a lot of that is non-stop grind mode. Bitch, I don't have time to lay up. I don't have time to go on vacations every damn day. I don't have time to go out. I don't have time to splurge on you. Can I even go as far as saying that, bitch, I don't even have time to blow that back out all day, every day. You be hearing these basic ass chicks, right? They like, I need dick 24/7. I need my man to be up under me. I need my man to wine and dine me. Productive masculine men, they don't got time, bitch. I gotta go get this money. The fuck? Because after a while, you become a distraction. You become a liability. I ain't got time to fuck you all day, every day, and wine and dine you. Where? This ain't motherfucking fairy tales. This ain't.
And that's where most of the minds is at. They in a fairy tale. And so when they come across the real masculine, providing, productive man, although he's making sure everything's going on in the household, she's feeling miserable. And the next thing you know, she's passing the misery on to him. Now he's probably out there cheating, and then she started cheating, and then the relationship don't go nowhere because they could not connect because she had an issue with the masculine provider. She didn't know how to play her part. She didn't know how to do it's crazy. She didn't know how to do her part. You know what I'm saying? Do your part. It's hard to know how to do your part when you're not trained and taught that. Like, I remember my mom's, when she wasn't working and she was in the house more, all I know is that the food was always on deck. The Kool-Aid was always made. The iced tea with the lemons, it was always there. The dishes was always clean. The house is always clean. When you walk into the house, you can just feel the right energy. But then once my mom decided to become a provider, the dishes was piled up in the sink. The Kool-Aid wasn't tasting like like mom's. The iced tea wasn't made. The food wasn't in the refrigerator. It's like the part once you lose your role, you don't know what part to play. And then once you don't know what part to play because you lost your role, then everything becomes disastrous and destructive, and everything's destroyed. And that's what happened in most households, especially when you're a single parent. Mind you, that was a double parent. I had pops and moms. So when you have a single parent, oh my goodness. Just can you imagine now? The mom's never in the house. She working 2 jobs. She got 3 kids. She got 2 sons, 1 daughter. The daughter wants to be just like the boys because the boys is out and about, and the daughter want to be out and about. But the daughter has more responsibility because the mom's on top of us. Next thing you know, the daughter got a boyfriend. Next thing you know, the daughter's pregnant. Next thing you know, the daughter's only 17. And then you got these two boys out in the streets. But moms provide. Moms making sure they got cable in the house. Mom's making sure they got Xbox 3. Mom's making sure they got, because he like Xbox, but I like PlayStation, so we got PlayStation. Mom's making sure that we got plenty of video games, because mom know that she's not home, so moms want to make sure that we have things that occupy our time. So mom's making sure that we have some Jordans on our feet. Why Jordans? Just because, you know what I'm saying, Jordans is expensive. So I'm make sure they have expensive sneakers on their feet. Moms make sure that we have good clothes and we got the designer clothes. While mom's doing all that for 3 kids, guess what mom's now doing? She's neglecting herself. Her hair's going downhill. Now mom's not feeling herself no more. Mom don't feel beautiful no more. Now mom's in the depression, but mom's not trying to be depressed, but mom's in depression. Do you see what type of pressure we put ourselves on underneath? That single parent shit is not needed. Now the children is watching. Now the children like, yo, I gotta help mom, but yo, what can I do? But they in the streets, so they hustling harder. Oh, now he getting knocked. Damn, mom, if you only knew I was really trying to do this shit for you, but you would never know that. Now I'm doing 3 years. Now mom's stressed out even more. Oh, mom got a boyfriend. Oh, boyfriend got too much masculinity. Oh, boyfriend gone. Oh, mom mad because she done lost the boyfriend that she really did like. Oh, here come another guy. Oh, he gone. Do y'all understand what we do? It's a war. So once we can learn to play our part, know our roles, know the role. Stop role reversing. Because see, what happened is part of the war on black men is the role reversal. Once you do role reversing, that's the way to incarcerate and capture capture many people. That's how you capture people, by role reversing. Scary, because nobody want to recognize me in war.
Disney, this ain't cartoon, Prince Charming. I gotta go and get that. That can guide you in a way to where you're even being protected from your damn self.
That's very important. See, the devil knows this right here. And the devil knows that, yo, if I can really separate man from this woman, then she's unprotected. But as long as man's around her, she's protected. As long as I can keep man away from you, you will always be unprotected, and I can send everything at you to keep you in this mental stress level, mental depression, this mental illness. I can send any and everybody to you so he can take away your glory. I can send any and everybody to you when you don't have this male covering to infest you with babies and disease. That's the war. Because with women, there's a war on your womb. There's a war for your babies. That's why abortion is an issue. Because let's go sci-fi. Let's not really sci-fi. Let's go dramatic. Let's say that there's a woman out there that's a woman of color who will birth the child to lead the people. Okay? There's a black woman out there who will birth a child that will be able to lead the people. I'm no leader, he's no leader, she's no leader. But there's a woman out there who's going to birth the child who will be the leader to lead the people. The enemy knows that. So the enemy will do any and everything to make sure that that child's not born, by making sure that you hate man, by making sure that man hate woman. But that man hating woman would never be. See, that's why when y'all say there's a war for man and woman, no. The only man that hate woman is a gay man. I'll say that again. The only man that hate a woman is a gay man. How many times you put that gay man bitch? Oh, he just playing. He gay. No, he call you bitch. He hates you. He just rolling with you so he can use you to get men. No straight man hate woman. No straight man hates woman. No straight man hates woman. We lust you too much. We long to see everything bounce too much to hate you. Now, how many straight women have hate in their hearts for me? Because whatever was done to them. Yo, look. No matter how many chicks I will try and get with, or I get with, that might not last, there's no way in life that I'm going to want to get fucked in the ass. So I'm always going to have a lust and always going to have a like and always have a love for y'all. Period. I'm always going to have a want. I'm always going to have a desire. And I'm never going to try and cut that off. Only time I got to try and cut it off is when I know fall back. But it's not like I'm going to cut that off. That's like cutting off me being a man. So you women have to ask yourself. See, ask yourself. You got to ask yourself. Do you hate men? You got to ask yourself, do you hate men? Because this ain't about, like, you know, this is not about pointing fingers at, no, this is about, do you hate men? And the girl in the thing, she said, then Khadijah, she's like, well, I do. I ain't going to lie about it. I ain't going to defend it. I do. Like, wow. So if you hate men, then you are one of the people that's causing the war on men, and you're a demon, and you must be destroyed. Because you hating men is hating everything that comes with what men do, meaning that help bring in life. And because you don't want to bring in life, you are part of the problem. And you can't be in other women's ears, putting these seeds in their ears to put in their heart and their soul. And this is the problem. This is the war on black men. And the system knows that. If you want to bring it back to the system, and the system will fund any and every program to keep that hatred going. So women, if you hate black men, we're coming for you, because you must die. See how that should sound? This should sound crazy. Why? Because we're in war. See how crazy that should sound? So think about how crazy it sounds, you hating us black men. You hate us? Do you know there's a war on us, right? You know that we got to trust you to feed us, right? You hate us? They be wondering why it's so much like they talk about black men's health. Well, black men's eating food from black women. You hate us? See, like I say, this is a war. This makes me like, it's not a females that I've met that I don't do the cooking. I would eat a little bit, but once I get I'm in that kitchen. I'm cooking because I love women. I love you, and I love me. So I'm not going to do anything to cause any type of harm to us. Like I let this one girl bring me a sandwich one time, and she know I don't eat pork. And she called me up, yo, do you want me to bring you a sandwich? She know I don't eat pork. And she bring back a sandwich and it had pork in it. But it had turkey and everything else. And so when I just opened it, saw the turkey. The fuck you gave me? Then she told about, well, it was good, right? You didn't know. Like, whoa. If it was good and I didn't know, I wouldn't have brought it to your attention of what the fuck you gave me. Well, I mean, I'm sorry. No, but you know I don't eat it. Why do I have to get out of my character when everything was going good? We was at the park, everything nice. And now I have to be upset because you doing some old fucked up shit, trying to see if I will know. But that's all that was. It was like, oh, well, he won't know. No, I'm going to know. So when I'm saying what I'm saying is like, yo, we eating from y'all. And if y'all have hate for us and it's a war on black men, we as black men got to watch the fucking food that we eating from y'all. If we are getting sick, if we getting cancer, we getting all sorts of fucking diseases. And a lot of these diseases, like Dr. Sebi said, is coming from the food. Man, look, y'all don't know where I was birthing. Man. You got to understand that you women are feeding us. You are bringing the stuff in the household. You're buying the stuff. Your EBT cards are buying it. You're swiping it. You're buying it. You're cooking it. So if you're not doing anything harmful, but that is still the food that you supply in the household is harmful, no matter what, it's war. So if you're not feeding us right, you're killing us. It's war. But nobody want to talk about that. Excuse me. Nobody want to talk about that. Nobody want to talk about that. But the enemy knows that. So the enemy will give you and put more money on your EBT cards, and they will make sure that you buy, or they'll give you sales and all sorts of stuff. They won't give you sale on fruit. There's no sale on fruit. There's no sale on vegetables. When have we ever seen like a sale on fruit and vegetables? I remember when lemons was like you can get 10 lemons for $1. I remember that. Now you get 3. When are they gonna make a sale for lemons where you can get 8 for $1 now, 9 for $1, 10 for $1, 10 lemons for $1 in 2023? There's no sales on fruits. There's no sales on vegetables. But there's sales on some old cereal and some cookies, and buy 3 get it for $7, and you're gonna get all the sales on all that sugar shit. So it's important for us to know what type of war we are engaging in. And if we're gonna win this war, we need all hands on deck, and we need everybody to be on the same accord. So it's important for our women to take heed and notes from women like this.
You need to be under the leadership of a man that knows more than you, that is doing better than you in life, so that you can again have the necessary stability, security, and freedom as a woman that you need. Right? If I have me a masculine man in my life, by him being somebody that is wise and intelligent and structured and well thought out, well planned, he's going to grant me with a certain freedom that I wouldn't otherwise have without him. Because due to him having a certain knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, he can navigate me away from danger. That gives me a new level of freedom. Are y'all following me with that? Whereas if I'm with this aimless drifter of a man, of a male, let's not be disrespectful to the men, he doesn't really know how to navigate or guide him damn self out of harm's way. So my freedoms, even within that type of relationship, is going to only go so far. It's going to be restricted. And I very well may fall victim or prey to even more hazardous situations due to the male that I'm with. He doesn't have enough knowledge, wisdom, and understanding to tell me, hey, no, don't do that. That can hurt you. No, don't do that. That can kill you. Oh, no, don't do that. That's not good for you. Masculine men, they know how to do that very well. Oh, no, baby. I see that play 10 miles away. Don't go that way. Go this route. It's easier. It's better. It's healthier. It's safer. The whole nine. So you have that internal conflict going on. And because the genetically modified modern day female nature is reigning supreme within a lot of us today, we will lean more towards what that GMO nature is telling us versus what the natural organic female nature is telling us, which is again telling us, hey, you need a man. You need a masculine man. You need a man to check you. You need a man to guide you. You need a man to protect you. You need a man that is in control of you. Oh, shit. Whoopsie. But once again, my GMO nature is reigning too much supremely within me. So instead of following that natural organic way, I gotta go against that. I gotta go to what pacifies that GMO side of me. We can hit 300, y'all. Y'all like the video, share the video, and subscribe. Your little big sister be over here dropping bars for y'all. Come on.
How many people are dealing with the GMO in them? I say people, but I'm going to. How many ladies are dealing with the GMO in them? That genetically modified, you know what I'm saying, object in them. You know? How many is moving in that mentality? How many is allowing that side of their mind to control the real side? And that's the deepness right here. This chick is actually dope. Her conversation is called Dope Conversation. Nika, go check her channel out. All you ladies subscribe. All you ladies get some real jewels. Ain't no hating on Shorty. Can't hate on her. She's married. Can't hate on her. She only had, according to what she said, she only had 2 males in her life. The first and this dude she with right now. Can't hate on her. She's beautiful. Can't hate on her. She's in good shape. Can't hate on her. Don't hate on her. Take heed. Don't hate on her because she's not saying the things that you want to hear, but she's saying the things you need to hear. Don't hate on her. Support her. If we sat there and listened to Oprah for all these years, if we sat there and listened to Wendy for all these years, well, shit. If you sat there and listened to Oprah for all these years, and if you sat there and listened to Wendy all these years, and you sat there and listened to Tyra Banks all these years, you ladies can actually give this girl a little chance. she's good. She would be a talk show that helped build your relationship. Her show would be helping building your character as a woman. If we watch 100 of her episodes on live TV, honestly, the chick would be the first, just off her dialogue for her message to black women and black men. Off of this message alone, I could see her running for office. Just off the message to the black woman. Like, we need to push the bar on all levels. We need to support each other on all levels, because we are allowing powerful doctors to slip away. We're allowing powerful police and detectives and CIA agents to disappear. We're allowing powerful ministers to disappear. We're allowing powerful engineers and technicians and beauticians and dentists and everything just go by, because we're not supporting. We're not motivating. But honestly, this young lady, she needs to be heard by millions, because she's telling you women that there's a genetically modified organism in you that's stopping you from your natural state of being a woman. That's not Umar Johnson saying it. That's this beautiful young lady right here saying this shit.
Masculine man is going to require things from you as a woman. Not as a thought, not as a GMO female, not as a passing chick, not as a boss bitch, not as no. I need you to do like this, be like this as a woman. And because a lot of us are so far removed from what a natural organic woman is, we get scared as fuck when a man pulls up, a masculine man pulls up requiring that.
And on that note, thank you for your listening ear, your support. Have a blessed day.